But if there's problems, we'll just have to figure it out.
Okay.
Is there no way to like be able to share my screen too? Huh? No, I want to share the entire screen. What?
Time for breath. Please stop and get ready. Now inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 1, 2, 3. Pause. Inhale together, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, relax.
Oh, great. Oh, wait, no. Later. It's working. Okay. So Eileen said she would jump on. It looks like Luisa is here. We are starting. All right. So bottom line here in relationship to doing the session with just me and you is like, are you interested in collaborating and trying to fix the situation, the mess of what's going on? I mean, where are you at with all of this? Because if no one shows up, I mean, Eileen might show up, but I don't know if Mel's gonna show up. I don't think Alberto's showing up. Ate, wait, someone kindly give me the Jitsi session notes. We'll be joining on my phone. Oh, the link. Okay, here's the link. So Ate might join on her phone.
Okay.
But yeah, so is that something you're interested in doing? I mean, there's so many things you could help out on, but it's just like,
yeah.
All right.
Yeah, sure.
Well, let's just move forward and just figure out what we can with what we have. Oh, look, Avarice is here. Excellent. Okay. So it looks like there'll be 5 of us. We're starting a little late. So we go to the info. We have attendance. No one is here early. No one is here on time. Me and Luisa started, what, 5 minutes late?
Yeah.
And Luisa, 5 minutes. And then Avarice is starting 7 minutes late.
Hi, Jay.
Hey, Avarice, how's it going? All right. So for positions, obviously, I can help with policy keeping and facilitation, taking all that. I also have the human timekeeping going on. I'm helping with audio, video indexing. So I don't know if people want to help out with other details. Storytelling would be helpful. But I'm ready to go into check-ins. Anyone have questions on positions before we go into check-ins?
Hello, guys. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hi.
I need to reset my. Wait.
All right. Anyone want to take on any other positions? Note-taking, org timekeeping, work priorities, storytelling, value tracking, vocabulary? No? Okay. Well, let's go into our check-ins.
Okay, note.
I guess I'll start by checking in. I am a 2.
Time to pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
Okay, so I'm a 2. I've been working on websites. I've been working on assets. I've been working on finances. I've been working on this whole kind of like, new ACU client and also possible alpha client with Alberto. And also we've been doing a lot of like policies on real-time sessions, as well as the budget, working a bunch on the budget because it's kind of a mess. And I've been working on trying to deal with issues between Alberto and Mel. So that's kind of what I've been up to last week. Check. Who wants to check in next?
Sorry, one question. Where do I find this document?
For the notes?
Yeah, or the spreadsheet?
It's all in the email, but I'll just put it here. I mean, not in the email, sorry. It's all in the Discord.
Discord, which
I'm gonna
channel?
put it. I did not put it in NRT channel. I should have put it in NRT channel, but let me put it in open the chat here, and I'll just do it in the chat.
Okay, thank you.
Does that work? There it goes. Yeah, so that's the notes. And then I'll also link it into the NRT channel. Notes. All right, who would like to check in next?
I'll go since I'm new. I'm Louisa. Nice to meet you all. Virtually. I just had a session with interview, I guess, evaluation session with Jay. So it was really informative and very excited about what you guys are doing. Looking forward to join the team. Currently doing. I was 7 before, so I'm a little tired. So I'm maybe 6 right now.
Cool. And then you also did your pop.
Did my pop?
Is
Yes, I
there
did my
anything
pop.
else? Anything else that we should know about? Otherwise, we're ready for the next person.
Yeah.
Oh, we could all say where we're from. Sometimes go when the new people hear where we're from. So I'm in California,
I'm in Italy.
Italy. All right, who wants to check in next?
I'll do the check-in, Jay. Checking in is I'll give it a 3, and I'm still on the training, and I'm working on budget and payroll, and the client work is
Time
executive.
to stretch. Please stop, stand up, and stretch and move around for 30 seconds.
Stretch, 30-second stretch, everyone. Very important.
Okay, I'm working on the budget and payroll, and
No, we only did 10 seconds so far, so you have 20 more seconds to stretch.
okay.
We're gonna do our stretch. It's important.
Yeah, because it is early morning here. It's very cold.
All right. Keep going, Eileen. Keep.
Okay. Uh,
I'll go next.
Well, no, Eileen's not done.
okay, I'm working on a budget. Working on budget and payroll, and still learning on client work like executive output, money support, and also taxes.
Okay, so to do the executive support work, you need to schedule with me. So definitely be communicating with me nonstop, all like constantly until we're scheduled. And then taxes. There's lots of priorities on taxes, so the whole team can work on taxes. Have you worked on the budget payroll at all this week?
This week, no, Jay, no.
Do you know that we are basically heading towards upfront pay stop on budget and payroll, and that it's not completed yet?
Okay. No,
No.
because this week,
Cool. I just wanted to make sure we have understanding. So these are mainly just all things that you want to learn. So you're interested in learning in general, interested in
yeah,
learning and getting more.
because I'm on the training. I'm still I'm on the training.
Yeah, but you're if you want to be here and you want to get paid, you need to take on priorities and you want to do the schedule with the work. And the scheduling for the work is when you will learn how to do the work. Okay.
Yes, to attend.
Because if
Oh,
you don't
yes.
schedule, you don't follow through. But this is the first step, telling us that you're interested in the budget and payroll, that you want to work on executive support and taxes. Awesome. So just keep following up on that and don't stop until you're scheduled, and we're working on it. Check.
Yes, yeah. Okay, check.
Ate, you want to go next?
Yes, I'll go next, Jay. I'm very sorry I've not been active for this while. I'm not really feeling fine. I was in the hospital and I was diagnosed of malaria. So I'm just feeling my joints are really paining me. So really, I was not supposed to come to this session, but when I read all the messages on activity, it was like all of us really needed to be in the session. So I had just had to struggle. So I'm joining on my phone because I need to lie down before I'm able to communicate. I have been working on the budget, the payroll, um,
Time to pause.
the
Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
and other priorities. I look forward to the session check.
Okay, so I need to respond here a
But
little bit, Ate. One is that for me, it's like jaw dropping that the person who's on paid sick leave and you have malaria is here present to address these most important necessities for the organization. And then you have Alberto and Mel, who are the reason why we're having all these problems. Of course, there's also more than just Alberto and Mel obviously the entire team is not stepping up and actually getting the work done and prioritizing working as a team. But it's just unbelievable that you're here, Ate, and that they are not. So, I mean, in my perspective, I'm very thankful that you are here, but you are not required to be here. We can let you know if Alberto comes or Mel comes or if anything moves forward with addressing these bigger issues. But we'll certainly be talking about everything. You're welcome to stay, but we don't want you to. We want you to be taking care of yourself. You're on paid leave. You should be getting paid 50% of your pay regardless. But if you want to be here and get a little extra pay, you're welcome to. It's up to you. Okay.
Okay, Jay. So if the main issue here was to address the issue between Joyce and between Mel, sorry, and Alberto, and they're not here, I'll better if I can check out then, but I'll stay on Discord in case they come so that we can address the issue once and for all. You guys can communicate on Discord, and then I join back. Is it
Yeah,
okay?
we'll let you know if anything if they jump on. But yeah, I just wanted to make sure we address that immediately, that they're not here, you are here, and we understand that you're committed to the team. Thank you so much, because that means so much to all of us. Yeah,
Jay.
thanks. Take care.
Okay, so I will just stay on Discord.
Yeah, we'll communicate on Discord.
Okay, thank you very much.
Get
Nice
well,
session, guys.
Ate.
Luisa, welcome. I'm sorry, I'm not really feeling fine for us too, but I know by tomorrow, because I just need to rest. I'll be taking some drug. I just need to rest by tomorrow. Hopefully, I'll be on my feet.
Mhm.
I've been taking drugs since Monday.
Thank you
Okay,
so
yeah,
much.
just get better as quickly as possible. We wish you the best for
Okay, Jay.
better.
Thanks.
Yep.
Sure. All right, cool. All right, so Everest, your turn.
Yeah, I'll go next. I've been working on a budget, and my next priorities are to work on CC
Time.
board setup.
Please stop and get ready. Now inhale. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. 1, 2, 3. Pause. Inhale together. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. Relax.
Keep going, Everest.
Yeah. My next priorities, I would like to work on the CCC budget setup and outreach. Dead, deadline time up and client work management.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, client work management is definitely a little broad, so we want to get you a little more focused on the client work. But all that sounds good. And where are you from again? Where are you?
Yeah.
Where are you
Can I
living?
get can I get you?
Can you hear me?
No, I can't hear you well.
So I was asking you where you are.
Oh, I'm in Cameroon, Yaoundé.
Cameroon. Yeah. So both Ete and Everest are in Cameroon, and they know each other. All right. Coolio. So there's our check-ins all done. So we're going to be moving on to our focus and desired outcomes. I will note here on possible other topics based on what you were saying, Everest, is client work management. If you want to prioritize that, maybe we will. See. So what I have here is kind of like open discussion and proposals on addressing the team kind of disintegration. Also, there's like, how to get or just let's say get organized and priorities for the team. Get clear priorities and organization for team. We also have these policies on real-time sessions. There's the UMCUS budget, like I don't know about the budget either. But we also get to start with general open discussion as well. General open discussion on situation. What do you all think? What priorities do you have to, what do you want to talk about? And just based on the check-ins, like for example, Eileen, you have, budget payroll, executive support, taxes. These are all priorities that we could do training on. Payroll, budget, executive support, and taxes. Also, we have Luisa's proposal. Luisa proposal. Are there any other topics anyone wants to talk about? Or any priorities?
that,
Yes.
Time to pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
All right. Are there any other priorities that anyone wants to prioritize? There's also the Miguel back pay proposal. So I personally would.
Organizing timekeeping.
You want to help with timekeeping? You said.
Yeah,
Great. Yeah.
I would like to take organizing timekeeping.
Yeah, do timekeeping for the position. So this would be organizing timekeeping. So yeah, you can put your name there. And then what I would like you to try to do is do check in every 3 minutes along with the rhythm, right? But we basically want to do like no more than like 9 minutes, or let's just say 10 minutes on any one thing. So if we're not done with the focus and desired outcomes in 6 more minutes, remind us and be like, okay, that's a problem, we need to move forward. But I think we're gonna be done very soon. So what I would propose is a general open discussion situation on the situation. So let's see if we can get on the same page with the 4 of us. And then going straight into the Louisa proposal based on her role and position for temporary hire. Yeah. Okay. Wait, with the dad? Oh, good. How'd it go? Okay, cool. I'll check in soon. We're busy.
We're arranging with Keisha not to come back Saturday and Sunday. She has things in her family.
Okay, cool. All right, so role and position moving forward. And then general situation, basically try to get on same page for moving forward with team. God. So that's what I would propose as far as like topics for right now, since we're in this weird limbo. So this would be what 24 to 40, no, that's not 24 minutes. So let's say 12 to 24 minutes. That'll be one segment for the general open discussion. And then the Lisa proposal, that shouldn't take very long. Let's say 6 to 12 minutes. Or we could say 6 to 15 minutes. Everything always takes a little longer, we think. This could go over a bit. Say, let's say 30 minutes, 12 to 30 minutes. So what do you guys think of these topics? I mean, I don't know. There's so many things that need to be addressed right now, and there's a lot of problems, but I think starting with just like an open discussion, getting out all the whole situation on the table of what's going on and how we need to deal with it, maybe some policies related to it, and then we can figure out how to move forward from there. That sound good?
okay, good.
Okay. So let's
Time to take a break. Please stop. Write down whatever you were about to say and take a break for 6 minutes.
Are there any objections to our topics?
None for me.
No objections. All right. So when we come back, we're going to take a break for 5 minutes, and then when we come back, we're going to do open discussion, and we're going to go through all the details and everything going on. So 5-minute break. you turn your Ethernet really fast? You do a speed test?
Yeah.
Do a speed test. Not open the window.
Tying the knot, losing your health coverage, or welcoming someone new. End
It's
of
4
break.
o'clock.
Time to start. Please get focused on the session.
All right, time to get started. You going back?
Yep.
Okay. So open to the document. Here we go. All right. So I think I should start with this open discussion, just kind of go over the situation, the policies, and everything. But obviously, it's all related to our current situation. And there's two primary things going on. Okay. I'm gonna put all of our names here. So Everett, Eileen, with the Tayan. All right. So basically, there's two components to this contentious situation. Obviously, there's Alberto and Mel, but the tension, for me, the underlying tension has to do with the disintegration of the team. Right? Like everyone being late. You know, we missed a session, a main session. You know, people not showing up for scheduled work, et cetera, et cetera. You know, and we're obviously not, we're not on an upfront pay stop, which is unbelievable. We're not actually, you know, following through on the work. So we're gonna, basically, if we continue, obviously we're gonna end up on upfront pay stop. I don't know exactly what the next deadline is, but if we want to check on deadlines, we can. So we make that a task, like check deadline. But the bottom line is this, is that our model for contentious situations is that when a contentious situation arises, we document it in relationship to the people involved and the whole team. it's never targeted like this person did a problem or that person did something. Like it's always like, hey, all of us are involved in the contentious situation, knowing that we have to follow through with it and figure out what's wrong, what happened and what's wrong. Wait, Mom, these are for Dad. Let's talk. So basically, my understanding of the situation is that over the last 2 weeks, there's been 3 sessions with me, Alberto, and Mel. In those 3 sessions, the very first one, it was like a little tension. It was a little weird and ended rocky. And it was like, okay, we should probably do contentious situation. And everyone's like, no need to do contentious situation. Everything's fine. Da, da, da. And then the second time it was like a little more rocky. It was like, okay, that really sounds like contentious situation to me. Like you guys are talking in a way that like, you know, you're talking over each other.
Pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
It's like you're talking over each other and you're not like, you're saying things that are negative about each other in ways that are just not professional and appropriate. Like, and then last night it was just a complete disaster. And there was finally agreement to do the contentious session, but there wasn't agreement, obviously, to show up, right? So some of the details are like, Alberto would say that, Mel doesn't do professional work. She doesn't, follow through things. She basically breaks all the policies and doesn't take us seriously, blah, 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 about Mel. And then, Mel's just like, well, you're annoying, right? And it's just like a back and forth. And it's like, oh my God, right? So what do you do about that? All this is recorded. Anyone can watch the recordings. It's like, oh my God. But the bottom line is that the underlying problem is much deeper, and it runs throughout the team. Of like when Alberto says that someone's not taking us seriously, what he's saying is that nobody's taking us seriously. Like me and Alberto are doing so much work and going so above and beyond, and it's like other people are not necessarily showing up and stepping up. I think the 2 people stepping up the most are obviously Joyce and Ate, and they're both the ones who are on leave. Right? So that's very difficult for Alberto. The fact the people who were stepping up the most are currently gone. A lot of things are on his shoulders. He wants to try to pass off some work, and he's very frustrated with everything. Also, he's now doesn't necessarily need to work for money. He has a bunch of funds. Like money's not really a problem for him anymore. It is for me. It is for us, but it's like he doesn't necessarily need to do the work. We need to find people and do the work. So for me, the next steps in terms of just ending my blah, blah, blahing, the next steps, obviously, we need to create a contentious situation spreadsheet for this contentious situation. Then we need to link it to the contentious situation sheet so that it can be under the current contentious situations. And then we need to continue to schedule the contentious situation, and we need to understand the policy. So I want to make sure it's very, very clear. Alberto stated that he does not want to come today because he doesn't want to, and he wants to keep working. That's against our policies. Under our policies, if someone does not do contentious situation and or conflict mediation, you can't be involved. So as I understand, everyone needs to understand the policies that if Mel and or Alberto are not willing to work this out with the team.
Time for breath. Please stop and get ready. Now inhale. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. 1, 2, 3. Pause. Inhale together. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. Relax.
If they're not willing to work this out with the team, they can't be involved. I don't care how much money Alberto wants to involve, dangle in front of us or whatever. It's just not worth it. If he doesn't feel well right now, he feels sick, he's worried, he wants to take 3 days off or whatever, that's fine. But then obviously he can't work for the next 3 days, right? He needs to prioritize and schedule the contentious session. If he schedules that and Mel and Alberto schedule it, then I think you could schedule some sessions and get a little work done while you're waiting for the session. But obviously if they miss another one, at some point you just can't continue until the issues are addressed because it's just too important. Once the contentious situation is scheduled and happens, the worst case scenario outcome is the split off of a new branch of the network. So under our models, you can create a new branch of the network, but there's no, as long as everyone is willing to work out as best as possible their differences, no one can be removed. You can only split off a branch of the network. So those are kind of our policies. That's our situation. So I think I'm done. So we can kind of do a round, whoever wants to go next and kind of say what they think. But obviously it's concerning. I guess the last thing I'll say is basically who wants to step up now. Like, as far as I'm concerned, there's the four of us. That's it for at least the next week. There are four of us. So it's like, who wants to step up? Who wants to, move forward with getting everything organized? I mean, there's so much work to do. I'm ready to schedule and do the work. But we need people to work with. So there's four of us. When, how, what, check. Who wants to go next?
Well, I'm available for work, so I'm happy to step up and help out in this time of challenge. Is that the only question you asked, Jay?
Well, also any other points in terms of the situation, anything you want? I mean, it's an open discussion. You can say anything you want.
Okay, so, well, of course, I don't have all the information regarding the situation. I know there has been difficult communications between Mel and Umberto, and I
Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
And I know Mel personally. I don't know Alberto that well, but for the little interactions I had, I can see that the communication, the form of communication, is probably not ideal to create team cohesion and teamwork. So I feel like perhaps maybe one thing that could be addressed is how do we communicate to each other? And there are many ways of communications, right? How do we listen to each other in a way that it's open-hearted and we're listening without judgment? And how do we communicate also without blame, without being violent? And I think when there are these type of communications, it's easily we easily trigger people's traumas, and so once someone is triggered, it's really hard for them to really come back in because they're just in a defensive mode. So yeah, I think communication will be probably something I would like to work on.
Yeah, just so you know, our policy, we do nonviolent communication. So once we actually have the contentious situation, which obviously, if everyone doesn't show up, it's really difficult to have, right? You can't have a contentious situation without the people who are
People
involved.
showing up.
So once you do have the people, you use there's four components. There's I statements. There's perspective. Not opinions. So state facts, not opinions. Not opinions. And then there's two other things. There's like requests and probably gonna forget one, but anyways, we go through the repeat. You do a lot of repetition. So you just go through the process and it usually works pretty well. You just jumped on. Is that you, Ate?
Yes, Jay. I will just lie and participate in the session. There's no problem. Let me just lie down as I'm there. I'll participate on phone.
And we can't hear you too well, but you're saying you're just gonna listen in, or you're bored and want to listen in. Is that what you're saying, or do you have a question?
I said I'll just participate in the session while on the phone. There's no problem. Why lying?
Okay, yeah, as long as you feel up to it, you're welcome to join us. It's up to you, So you already checked in. Right now, we're doing an open discussion.
Okay.
We're talking about the policies and the contentious session, the nonviolent communication models, and also Louisa stepping up and getting involved. So that is what we're currently discussing. So
Time to stretch. Please stop, stand up, and stretch and move around for 30 seconds.
So we're gonna do a 30-second stretch and break, and then we're gonna go back to Luisa. All right, so quick
Okay.
stretch. Okay. So, Luisa, do you want to continue?
Yes. So still up in discussion. So I said, yeah, I mentioned the communication point. And I feel like, so I've, all right, maybe it's a tangent. So I've studied gamification, which is, theories about, it's like behavior science. And so why people would do certain things and how do you make them do the things that you want them to do. And so I'm like, if people are not showing up, I guess there is a question of motivations, like people are not motivated enough to show up. But in this case, I feel like maybe between Alberto and Mel not showing up today, there's more going on. Perhaps their personal reasons, and then maybe what just happened is just too early, it's just too fresh, so they need more time to cool down to be able to go through conciliation or conflict resolution session. So maybe it's too early. And I wonder whether in the team there is somebody who is in charge or responsible of taking care of team members, generally like being like an HR person in a company.
I mean, I would say that that would be Alberto, which is part of the problem, right? Um, he's been, everyone needs to understand that basically Alberto was like kind of the primary manager and like sort of overall like head of everything, trying to get everything set up with SVG and all that. And now that he, is really focusing on ACU and kind of like, expanding, he wants to continue to support FQV, but obviously he wants to step back and do more of an executive role, and he wants others to step up. So, Luisa, if you're interested in stepping up into, a management role, helping manage Old World, helping manage and coordinate, HR and evaluation and do all of that, that's definitely something I think all of us would be perfectly supportive of. But it is certainly a big, thing to step into, but anyone can do it. I mean, it's not anything difficult. It's just a matter of collaborating and putting in the time. Obviously, when Alberto would say, "Oh yeah, I put in like 150 hours."
To pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
Alberto would say like, "Oh, I put in 150 hours, 200 hours. I had a record week of over 50 hours of work," and it's just like, well, why are we not getting all of the work done then? It's just like, that's so much time, so it's not efficient and effective and like, organized. And Alberto obviously was not the best manager and coordinator. Internal ops thing. Joyce is actually really good at internal ops, so she's been kind of taking over that part of it. So you could work with Joyce on the internal ops. But anyways, hopefully that answers your question.
Yes, it does. Thank you. I'm gonna pass it to someone else.
Okay, who wants to go
Thank you.
next? Sounds like someone's making tea or something. So Everest, Eileen.
Miss J, I would like to step up.
Okay, Everest, it's your turn. Let's hear it.
I would like to step up to help the team. I would like to schedule with Joyce and Ate so that I can learn more.
Okay, so I mean, it's good that you want to step up. It's good that you want to schedule. But part of stepping up is just taking on responsibility and doing work, right? So you need to know what you want to step up to do, and you need to know what your responsibilities are so that we can support you in doing them, right?
Yeah.
So to start with your check-in, just go over all the things you're interested in doing.
Okay. Okay, I would like I said earlier, I would like to do CCC board setup and outreach, deadlines, times update, client relation and client work management.
Cool. Client work. Okay, so this will be technically a separate topic, but I'm just going to give the 30-second response and we'll go over it more. So obviously both of these are be scheduling, right? So for CCC, you're scheduling to do the follow-up, and finalize CCC board. And then for, and this would be with me, right? Just schedule with me. It shouldn't take very long. I don't know, like 30 minutes to 1 hour, right? To finalize the CCC. And then the deadlines for client relations and client work management is, I would say this is a topic. So prioritize this as a topic in a session, either today, main session.
Time for breath. Please stop and get ready. Now inhale, 1, 2, 3, exhale, 1, 2, 3, pause. Inhale together, 1, 2, 3, exhale, relax.
Prioritize as a topic in a main session or, a work session, right? Well, of course, it would help for me to be there, but the point here is that we're going to need to do what's called client status updates, right? What are all the clients? What is the status of each client? And making sure we're following through with the priorities. And then you're going to need to choose specific client work. So you need to choose specific client work to focus on. So I love that you're interested in the overall client work. Actually, it's really client work coordination, because each client has its own manager. And so our vocabulary is that a coordinator coordinates multiple managers, a manager coordinates one project, right? So in the context of the client work coordination, we want to know all the clients, all the client work status, our potential income, all of that, okay?
Yeah.
So anyways, we'll go back to that, but we can put that into our focus and desired outcomes for the view up, which we're almost to, okay?
Yeah.
So anything else, Everett?
No.
All right, let's go on to either Eileen or Ate.
For me, Jay, I'll be doing on executive support. This is a client work. So
Yeah.
accounting support.
We are 20 minutes gone. We are left 10 minutes.
Perfect. Thank you, Everett. Yeah.
Mm.
Keep going, Eileen.
Okay. The client work is which is the executive support, the VA support, accounting support, and also the taxes. And Jay, do we still are we still on the recruitment? I want to involve also in the recruitment.
Yeah. So I do want to talk about the recruitment. I mean, I have a proposal, but I also have like just, we need to do a reality check too. But yeah, I'll cover that next. So do you have anything else you want to say in terms of the situation? Or you say you want to step up for executive support, you're interested in helping out with taxes. Like the executive support is scheduled for Mondays. And then there's also Monday, Tuesday, right? Or there's Wednesday, Thursday, Sonic. I think it's Monday, Tuesday, Andromeda. But really, we could just schedule for whenever we want to prioritize it. Just schedule. Obviously, you have to schedule with me, right? You can't. You have to schedule with me to do it. The taxes, we really need to work on
Time to
SEC.
pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
So for the SEC deadline is July 1st. That comes up in like a day or two. So like we all should be expecting to go on upfront pay stop, unless we really get things in gear and get organized. Yeah. In terms of anything else, Eileen, that you want to say? Then I'll get into the recruitment.
Also in the budget and payroll. That's it. But in budget and payroll, we worked that before with Alberto and Joyce before. Yeah.
Great. So yeah, we really need someone to step up on the budget and payroll because Alberto is stepping down. I'm actually challenging Alberto to not work on budget or payroll for the next 3 months. And I'm not allowed to work on it either. So everyone else needs to step up and get the budget and payroll done. This should not be difficult. Me and Alberto can help with responsibility organizing and get it more and more organized. It's very important because it's not organized right now. But in the context of the actual budget, this needs to be prioritized for today, and we need to do the UMCUS proposal. So if you want to take the budget seriously, we have to work on the UMCUS budget discussion, and we need to get the budget certified. Otherwise, we have no budget. And we have some other proposals that we want to do. So there's budget policy proposals that we want to do, and there's also other proposals. Budget policy proposals. So you need to know all the different budget policy proposals and changes to the payroll and the UMCUS and all that, okay?
Okay.
And the income. So there's lots to learn that. So just keep prioritizing it. We can go over it during main session. We can go over it during buddy team sessions. Anything else, Eileen?
No.
Okay.
It's all about.
So for the recruitment, and let me make sure taxes is in our other options. So for the recruitment, really quickly, let's also put recruitment here too. I'll just say two things. So recruitment. Part of me feels like we should just go on upfront pay stop for all of us until everything gets back to a functional state, right? But that's not necessarily functional either. And I don't know how that would necessarily help. So, we're probably going to go on upfront pay stop if the work doesn't happen immediately anyways. So I don't think that's really necessary. But for the recruitment, I don't feel comfortable to continue internal recruitment without doing our recruitment round, our actual public recruitment round. It's very important to understand that we as a network are what we call publicly accountable. Our goals are societal transformation at the highest level. It's like
Time to take a break. Please stop, write down whatever you were about to say, and take a break for 6 minutes.
And so therefore we need to be publicly accountable. It's very important. And so we need to do a recruitment round, and I want to set a deadline. We just set deadline ASAP. So if you can make sure we prioritize that for our recruitment, very, very important. Okay?
Okay.
So let's take a break for 5 minutes. When we come back, we can see if Ate wants to add anything, but obviously she's not feeling too good, and but she might have something.
Yeah, I would like to add something, Jay.
Do you want us to
Let's
take a
take a
break
break.
first, or
Yeah, let's take a break first.
5-minute break? We'll hear from Mate, and then we can move on to our next topic because I think we covered almost everything. Check. 5 minutes. to Barney.
Oh, I'm back.
4 o'clock. Time to start. Please get focused on the session.
All right. Is it Tay back?
Yes, I'm here.
Go for it. Your turn.
Okay. Concerning the situation at hand right now, I don't really know Mel. But I've worked with Alberto for a while now. And I don't know how the class came about, but even though I've read some of the communications on Discord where just says Mel comes to work late, Mel is not focused about the vision, Mel is yeah, so many things that Mel uses hard words. I don't really know what really happened, but from what I can say is that most of the time, Alberto usually all the time he has brilliant ideas to make the team move forward. But at times it's just maybe the language he used to use because he has been having classes with so many of us here, you know. Maybe it at times maybe the language he uses to pass through the message that most often leads to clash. So I don't know how this happened. We just need to hear the two of them out. So what I would like to say concentration is that normally they were supposed to be here because when I read on Discord they all agreed yesterday because Mel said she was supposed to be here by 10 p.m. to see how this problem could be solved. I better said the same thing, but I'm surprised that some minutes ago he said he won't be here. They needed to be here so that we can clear this out so the team will definitely move forward. So that maybe the differences they have to bring them because there's still no problem with our solutions. We have had contentious sessions where we had clashes, but at the end of the day we had a solution, we solved that professionally and we moved forward because that's what is bringing us together here. Normally we are not here like to care for each other's feelings or whatsoever. What we are here to do is to make FPN move forward and SVP. That is the goal of everyone that's on FPN. So I really wish both of them could be here so that we work on this once and for all. As for the team for work, I'll be focusing on the budget, see how we can move it forward. Hopefully tomorrow I'll focus on that. And because the payroll, Jay said Alberto wants to work on the payroll for 3 months. It's no problem, we'll work on that.
Time to pause. Please stop.
And
Your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
I'll equally try to focus on the sick. I don't know if it will be possible for us to do it tomorrow or I don't have I haven't checked the deadline. When is the deadline, Jay?
July 1st. So it's 2 or 3 days or whatever, 2 days.
Okay. Yeah, we can focus on that. On the sick. We finished we worked on the sick I think some weeks ago, right? So yeah.
Yeah, SEC is pretty much ready to go. It's not we just have to do the D form. So there's still plenty of work to do.
Okay.
It's just, but we have a plan.
Okay, no problem. So we just need to focus on that and get that done. And other client work like the asset, or because we're focusing on the asset and other client priorities. Check.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know if there's anything you want to add. The only other thing I want to add is I think there is some new policy situations to document, specifically the relationship between a contentious session and a client, a paying client, right? Paying client in relationship to ACU, you know? So I think under the policies, the client work could continue even if his individual involvement in FQB would be addressed, you know, so in Mel as well. So I think that's good. And then if other people want to step up on ACU, I think it's scheduled for Thursday, Friday, so tomorrow.
Yeah.
No,
Also, I see you said we should do the. I read through the notes. I said you should. I see there that you said we should do documentations on the contentious situation with
yeah,
Alberto and Mayor. I'll work on that. Okay, I'll step.
yeah,
I'm
we just
supposed to
need to
work on
start
that.
by creating a contentious situation spreadsheet for this particular contentious situation, and then start copying and
Yeah.
pasting all of the communications on Discord and the video link.
And link in the
That
notes. Okay.
everything, yeah, just make sure that everything is linked and clear. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. And I'll add this all to our priority work. All right. Anything else anyone wants to add?
No, I'm done.
Okay. So
Time for breath. Please stop and get ready. Now inhale, 1, 2, 3, exhale, 1, 2, 3, pause. Inhale together, 1, 2, 3, exhale, relax.
cool. So I think we were on just barely on time for that. So the next one is Luis's proposal. So let's just jump right in. This is topic 2. Let's just start. If there's questions for Luisa, if anyone wants to mention anything.
Yeah, I would also like to join Ate and work on the consensus document.
Great. Yes, please do. So I'll just add your name there for contentious documentation. This is Ate and Everest. Okay, cool. All right, so topic 2, Luisa. So Luisa has her POP. The POP does need to be updated. Are you able to do that, Luisa? Currently.
Upload it. Not sure if everybody can see it. I'll link it to. Sorry, for the update, you mean the July August month?
Well, I mean, you
budget?
just need to follow policy for June, July. So the current budget, as set, cannot be changed by you unless it was 6 weeks ago. So like the deadline is always the full moon to make budget changes. So if you make a change outside of the context of the deadline, it's just against policy and inapplicable. The only people who can go against that policy is the HR board. So we as the core team don't even have the power to hire you at $392 per month. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Only the HR board could do that. And even if they did do that, it would still need to be in the August, September moon month, section. And then they would do what's called a preemptive proposal where they would set your current pay rate at your August, September pay rate. But it would still say in your POP, June, July, $600 a month for 10 hours a week, right? So that's required. So you can change your pay rate whenever you want to, but it has to be by the deadline. It takes effect 6 weeks after the deadline.
Right.
And we can only hire you based on what you propose. So if someone proposes $5,000 a month, and if we can't fit it in the budget, we can't hire them. And they can't just say like, oh, I'm willing to work for $0 and suddenly just work with us. It's like, no, you said that you wanted $5,000.
Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
So you'll see this with everything that we do. This is like one of our foundational principles and core values, that everything is verifiable. Like we don't play around with like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna make something up today. And yesterday I said this, and the next day I'm gonna say that. And oh, I wanted $5,000, but I was really just trying to fuck with you and make you give me a ton of money, and then make it look like when I say 2,000, it's way less than 2,000, and do this whole negotiation and try to get as much money as I can. We just don't care about any of that. It's just like you give your proposal, we vote on it. There's no negotiation. It either fits in the budget or it doesn't. We move on. That's it. So our model for everything is just if it's not verifiable, we just don't even pay it attention. Right? So that's just our model. And it's like it is what it is, but it does need to be verified in order for us to approve you. And it would take me probably 20 to 30 seconds to fix your pop. But I'm not allowed to do it. You have to do it.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's essential. So then from there we have the actual proposal. And the proposal itself, I think it was on NRT. I don't know, maybe it was Core Team. Does anyone remember where the proposal was for the actual? I know I had it earlier. Let's see here. I think this is it here. Temporary hire proposal. So, but yeah, anyways, I mean, you can see how it just like, I can't stand how our whole system works, where it's just all about the more power you have, the more masculine you are, the more, basically the larger your, tools are, the more money you get. I don't like it that men get paid more than women. I don't like it that basically there's this whole negotiation. And if you're good at like bullshitting, you get paid more money. It's just so silly. It's like I'm just not interested in that entire process. Yeah. So are there any other comments, questions, concerns, anything related to Louisa? Do you guys want to go through her interview? I interviewed her. She's obviously very capable, very organized, very able to do everything. And it's just a matter of whether she wants to step up and do it. But I always like to give people a chance. So Eileen, Avrice, Ate, Lisa, you guys have anything you want to add?
I just want to ask if the 10, you said you're working 10 hours a week, right?
Please stop, stand up, and stretch and move around for 30 seconds.
Okay, quick stretch. 30-second stretch. Awesome. And yeah, sorry about getting a little heated there, but I've definitely been manipulated many, many times on people wanting to get money from us and not actually want to do anything with it. And nothing being
Hello, is anyone getting me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yes.
Say go.
Okay, so I don't understand. There's a bit of confusion. There's somewhere I see Luisa say 8 hours per week, and then somewhere I see 10 hours per week. So
Yeah, I don't know why you didn't delete this other thing. I think I went over that before with you, Luisa, that it doesn't make any sense that you have two different separate pay rates on your POP. There needs to be one. It needs to be verifiable. You should delete everything except for the one under June, July. So if you want to add an August, September, July, August, you can, but everything else needs to be really simple, straightforward, clear. There shouldn't be any confusion when looking at your POP.
Okay. So I think I had a confusion about pay rate and estimated minimum wage. So I think what I thought was I can ask for a pay rate that is different from the estimated minimum wage.
Well,
And
no,
then
your pay rate has to be higher than the minimum wage, otherwise it's not legal.
okay.
Yeah, so
Okay,
if we want to make sure that we're following the law, we need to know your minimum wage so
Okay.
that we can ensure that
Got
we are
it.
legal. Yeah.
Okay, got it.
And the only way to go below minimum wage is in relationship to equity and ownership, right? And in
Okay.
the overall bigger picture of things if you're putting extra hours, but then we also can do business relationships too. But anyways, but does that make sense that as long as it's over $9 an hour, then or $9.80 an hour, then we meet the legal minimums.
Okay, got it.
So let's see. So if you
yeah.
were doing the original was $600 a month for $15 an hour. So that is a higher than the 980. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So I can revert this back to what it was before.
Yeah.
And then I will change it eventually for the next moon cycle. Um, so I think, I'll just change this. And then, what was your question? Ate?
Okay.
Are you talking to me?
Yes, I can hear
Okay,
you.
okay, okay, okay. So my question is, I just want to have clarity on which one. Is it for 10 hours a week or is it for 8
Is
hours a week?
Time to pause. Please
mhm.
stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
So for 10 hours a week, I so my max will be, you know, that will be my max hours that I put on POP fee. But if it's necessary and I'll have the availability, I'm happy to do more hours. Um, but yes, so for 10 hours a week at $15 an hour, which regional pay rate that I ask, then that will be 600 a month.
Okay. So my next worry is your pay.
Yes.
Our budget is really tight right now. I don't think I'll vote for a $15 per hour pay rate right
Well, it's
now.
$15 an hour.
Again,
That's $15.
yeah, $15 an hour.
Yeah.
And again, I see you're from war. Are you going to work with Jay? Are you going to be available at New War hours to work with Jay?
Yes. So I actually went through that again, also with at Jay. So I think there maybe few times I could do few hours. So like he's 11 a.m. at 9 p.m. I could potentially do a few hours at nighttime. So that's to match the old new world. But if there are, things that I can do in the old world time zone, which most of you guys are from, that would be also great.
Okay, but my worry still remains at the level of the pay rate. It is really too high because our budget is really tight now.
Yes.
I don't, as I said earlier, I don't think I'll vote for a $15 per hour.
Yes.
I saw at the top there something like 9.9. I will definitely give a yes to that, but 15 to me, I will just be honest, it will be a no.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Thank you.
Uh, Here we come. Nothing else to add, Jay.
Uh, were you asking me? Is that a question to me? Or are you saying you're done?
We have 5 minutes left.
Okay. So let me go into a couple details here. First of all, when like let's say we do the 11 a.m. for me and the 9 p.m. for you, Lisa,
Yes. Yes.
under our policies, anything after 9 p.m. to 12 midnight, right?
Time for breath. Please stop and get ready. Now inhale. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. 1, 2, 3. Pause. Inhale together. 1, 2, 3. Exhale, relax.
So anything from 9 p.m. to 12 midnight is considered overtime, and anything
Mm-hmm.
12 midnight to 6 a.m. is considered double overtime. So that is 2x. So overtime's 1x, and then anything from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. is considered overtime, which is 1.5x, right? So
Mm-hmm.
1.5x for overtime. Double overtime is 2x. So at 9 p.m., your time would be $22.50, would be your hourly rate. Okay, does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So we do
Yeah.
pay overtime as long as it's budgeted in relationship to nighttime work. From there, the normal hours is 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. It's like normal time, and that's 1x, right?
Yeah.
So that's our policies on overtime, which is important to note. in relationship to your pay rate. As far as answering the questions regarding pay rates in the budget, if we pull up the budget right now, which I believe I have around here, here it is. Okay, budget, copy, paste, budget. Both myself and Mel are making some pretty substantial money. So if you have Jay, Mel, and then Luisa, Alberto, I think we're all being paid the most. So I'm getting paid $17.20. I believe that Mel's getting paid the same because we both have the same minimum wage. This is minimum wage in where we're at. Luisa's asking for 15, and then Alberto is 7.45. Okay, so it's just important to understand that it's not like the $15 is completely out of left field and completely out of control. Furthermore, the $600 still keeps us under budget. So because we have ACU value, and unless ACU goes away or whatever happens, we get an additional $4,000 per month from ACU. So between the I would say we could easily be spending between $7,000 to $8,000 a month. And we're currently just not spending that much, especially if people aren't working. And that's another thing that we need to do is we need to be making sure we're calculating and doing weekly check-ins on expected pay, right? So ideally, we know what people did their work on.
Time to pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
And just so you know, this would be like a responsibility, and then responsibilities are in orange, whereas tasks are in yellow. So basically, the bottom line here is that by hiring Luisa, we do not have to take pay cuts as long as we are doing ACU work. Does that make sense, Ate?
Yes, it does, yeah.
Cool. All right. So with that information, let's just double check on Luisa's thoughts. So any other questions for Luisa before we move on to the proposal?
No other question apart of what I said already.
Okay. So Luisa's, so we do need just if you can add in, I guess it would be the yearly rate. So just 600 times 12. And then we would want to go ahead and cross this out. And there's just no reason to have the pay rate $15 an hour, 8 hours per week. We just want to delete that, right?
Uh-huh.
Because your pay rate is $600 a month for 10 hours per week.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
So now it's like super duper clear. And this is for the June, July moon month, which is this current moon month. And then that would continue indefinitely until you make a change. I also verified the deadline for the POP changes, and that is in line 24, column I through L. It's July 3rd. So July 3rd is the deadline for POP changes. And then those changes take place on August the 16th. So the August-September moon month is when any changes made now or up until July 3rd would take.
Time is off.
Yeah, Advice, what are you saying? Oh, time's up. Yeah.
Time is off, yeah.
So let's go ahead and finalize the vote on this. So I'm just going to start with the voting. Actually, no. Before we go to the voting, let's see if there's any questions. Are there any questions about the proposal to temporarily hire Luisa?
No question.
Okay, none. All right. So concerns, obviously our budget's tight. Concerns,
Yeah.
budget is tight. And then also obviously we have, a major situation going on. We have problems with recruitment, etc., etc.
Time to take a break. Please stop. Write down whatever you were about to say and take a break for 6 minutes.
Are there any other concerns? Anyone wants to make? So Ate, before you voted a 6, Avrice, Eileen, Imbo, and Louisa. Okay, so we want to hear from Avrice, Eileen, Louisa. Ate, if you want to change your vote, you can. Let's take a 5-minute break. When we come back, we can finalize this proposal, and then we will be done with this topic. So 5-minute break.
Are we taking a 5-minute break?
Yeah, we have 5-minute break.
Okay.
She's doing some work. Yeah. Into the spotlight. Into the spotlight. All right. Anyone back?
And affirmative. Time to start. Please get focused on the session.
Is Luisa here?
Yes.
You didn't vote. Do you want to vote?
Oh, I didn't vote. Yes.
Yeah, you can vote on your own proposal. Also, we vote verbally. So
Maybe.
I'm voting a
I'm back.
7.5. Bryce, Eileen, Ate, y'all want to vote verbally? Luisa, too? Oh, Luisa's voting
Yeah.
in 9. You can't vote at 10. The highest you can vote is 8.
Okay. Sorry. Thank you.
Yeah.
I
9
already
means
voted.
everybody else is also voting with an 8 or 9. All right, cool. So this barely passes. I'm voting a 7.5. Ate, do you want to say your vote? Bryce, do you want to say your vote? Eileen, do you want to say your vote?
I vote for 6. Okay, I'll change it to 7.
Oh,
Wait.
you don't have to change it. I mean, it barely passes
I'm
either way.
voting a 6.
Okay,
So
I'm voting on 6.
Tate's voting in 6. Bryce? Bryce, do you want to vote verbally?
I'm voting on 6. I will not change my vote.
It's fine. Any way you look at it, it's barely passing, which is enough. So, any questions on the proposal?
So Jay, if our budget's very tight now, so if Luisa asking for uh $15 per hour, so our budget will not be affected, or
Well, of course, our budget is affected, but it doesn't mean we have to take pay cuts because we have the new client, which is up to $4,000 a month. So because we have the new ACU client with Alberto, it gives us significant more flexibility in our budget than we had before. Does that make sense?
okay, so it can be covered up. Okay.
Yeah, so it fits in the budget.
So do you mean we are going to have the bonuses and all the rest and the reimbursement?
So currently, in the current budget, which is option 3, there is $250 of overtime bonuses, $100 of internet reimbursements, $50 of fees and other reimbursements, and $100 of additional back pay and advances that were paid out. In option 2,
With Luisa included.
with option 2, with Louisa included, we kept it all the same. So if we want to increase the overtime bonuses, we could for next month. Okay.
Time to pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
So with Louisa, the total budget is 3,232 directly, and then with all the costs, it's 3,837. When you add in the HR benefits and the business costs monthly budget, the total budget is still only $6,000, and we potentially could spend up to $7,000, even $8,000. So it's not a matter of the money in the budget; it's all about getting the work done. We have
Yes,
plenty of money.
Jay,
Having
I
plenty of
have
money
another
is not
question.
the problem is getting the work done. So if you see here in line 25, our current estimated monthly income is only $1,239. That's the problem. The problem is the work's not getting done. Right? The
But
money is not
I
the
have
problem.
another question, Jay.
Say again?
I got another question.
Yeah.
Yes, so when I was joining FQN, I learned that the pay rate is based on the jurisdiction, right?
No. Your equity is based on jurisdiction, right? So everyone has a jurisdiction value. So the individual jurisdiction for Louisa is $1,320 per month, as is verified on livingcost.org, and that's the individual. And then everyone has a family pay rate. So we now do tokens for both individual and family pay rate, as well as your back pay. So everyone's getting back pay as well as their jurisdictional pay rate for their value, but in relationship to your actual proposal. For example, Charles, like a couple weeks ago, Alberto basically and Joyce hired Charles for $2,000 a month at $50 an
$50 a
hour.
month. Yeah.
And that was not against policy, right? Our policies state that we can hire anyone for as much money as they want. They're still not going to get any additional equity because their equity is all based on jurisdiction. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. The issue is that's not what, because at the beginning when I was joining FQ and I proposed, I think $6 an hour, and they refused. They said it was based on jurisdiction something, and that $5 an hour is too much for Cameroon, something like that.
Yeah, it probably was, and our budget was probably very, very tight at that time. So they might have refused and said no, and that they wanted people to start with lower budgets. So if you look at your POP now, your minimum wage is like $46. It's $765 a month is the base jurisdiction. The only person who gets paid more than the base jurisdiction in terms of hourly rate is Alberto. Everyone else is under individual jurisdiction.
Time for breath. Please stop and get ready. Now inhale, 1, 2, 3, exhale, 1, 2, 3, pause. Inhale together, 1, 2, 3, exhale, relax.
But overall, your pay rate is within jurisdiction. So let's just double check Louisa. So if you look at Louisa, if we actually do the calculation for her pay rate, it's her jurisdiction is 1,320 per month divided by 30 divided by 4 gives a pay rate of $11. So her $15 an hour is above individual jurisdiction pay rate. So she would be the second person besides Alberto who is above their individual pay rate. That make sense?
Yeah, that's my concern.
So I'm a little weirded out by the minimum wage being almost equal to the jurisdiction. I don't really understand how that's possible. So, we should verify the minimum wage. So minimum wage in Italy, we could start with Italy and then we would go to the actual. There's no minimum wage in Italy.
Yeah. There's no minimum.
So it would be zero, right? The minimum wage would be zero. If there's no minimum wage in Italy, then it would be zero.
No, because you have associations of workers, and so they negotiate. So there's basically a standard, lowest pay you can get. So you cannot do a work for like $1 an hour, because for your category of worker, there is already like a common rate that you cannot go lower. So it's very interesting. There is then
it says here $7.25 per hour, maybe. I don't know. It's very confusing. So yeah, it sounds like there is a minimum wage. I think it's odd that the minimum wage would be so high in regards to the living cost wage, but whatever. It doesn't really matter. Maybe that just means that Italy is much more progressive in their minimum wage negotiations and relationships to the type of work. It's a much better minimum wage than in other countries where minimum wage is not based on actual work and living costs. So I think that makes a lot of sense that it would be higher based on the process that you go through. So if you could link or just kind of document the information for specifically the type of work that you're referencing, that would be helpful. But either way, we're not too concerned about it. The point is that as long as you're getting paid over minimum wage, we're meeting the legal needs. If your requested pay rate is over the living cost wage, that's also perfectly fine. It's also obviously much significantly lower than the living cost for...
Time to pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
For jurisdiction. So you go to livingcost.org, right? I wonder why my screen keeps going away. Is it not even working at all? Oh, screen sharing failed. No wonder. So we're just getting audio. Okay, so we go in here and we do Moldova. Why is it not working? Moldova. It's not coming up.
Okay, DUA. Sorry, DUA. PADUA.
Padua. There it is.
Yes, Padua.
So we just need to change this to UA. It says the family jurisdiction is 3,457. right? So just so we all remind ourselves that individual jurisdiction is a joke, right? Individual jurisdiction is just like the minimum that someone should get. Family jurisdiction is what it's all about, right? So individual jurisdiction is only 1,327. Like technically you could barely live off of that as an individual, but realistically you need much more, like 3,457 for taking care of your family. Ideally you'd have two people who are making $3,000 a month to be able to live with some cushion, right? So for your situation, I can't remember where you are. You are in Yaoundé. Yaoundé. Yeah. So Yaoundé is $1,823. So just so it's clear for you, Ate, you should be making $1,823 per month for Cameroon Yaoundé. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And then you're already getting that in equity, that your equity value is automatic for $1,823. But our goal is to first make sure everyone's getting their individual jurisdiction pay. Then we'll make sure that everyone gets their family jurisdiction pay. But we have to work up to that. We can't just immediately give everyone family jurisdiction pay because we literally can't even pay everyone individual jurisdiction pay.
Yeah, because individually I'm not even 1/3 of it.
Exactly. But I want to confirm to you, as I said earlier, as long as everything works out with ACU and we're doing the ACU work, you can raise your pay. So I already raised my pay to $2,000 a month for August, September. So in August, September, my pay goes from 800. Like currently
Time to stretch. Please stop, stand up, and stretch and move around for 30 seconds.
So I'm going from $825 a month to $2,000 per month in August, September, right? That's my change because I can't continue to function at such small amounts of money. It's just brutal. And we have more money now. So we might as well start spending it. So if I look at mine, so Palo Alto, California, mine for the single individual person is 2,713, and for a family is 6,292. So you can see even $2,000 is still pretty brutal, but it's like 825 is just a joke. I mean, I can't do anything with that,
That's true.
And I've been doing that for so long. You have no idea. I mean 825 is in some ways high for me because I wasn't even getting hardly anything before. All right, so let's take a quick 30-second stretch. See if there's any other questions, and then we can move on to Leo. 30-second stretch. All right. So, other questions?
No question. Apart from that, I will definitely get involved in the ACU so I can increase my pay.
Yes, getting involved in ACU is very important. The next ACU session is Friday at, I think, Andromeda Hour 2. Something like that. Cool. So the only other thing I'll say for you, Luis, is under our policies, you continue to track your hours in your POP. So you have your hours, and you're gonna start tracking, instead of equity token hours, you start tracking upfront pay hours. So make sure, for example, the hours from this morning are in here.
Yeah.
And because that would still be equity. And then starting at the beginning of this session, you start tracking your upfront hours, because it's not from when we approve the proposal, it's from the beginning of the session. So that you're already going into hour 1.5. So if you check your $22.50 times 1.5 hours, you've already made
30 bucks.
whatever, $33.75. Yeah. Also, it's good to know that that under our policies, after 1.5 hours, it goes into equity. goes into
Okay.
equity. We'll go over that. We have a model. Our whole model is 1.5 hours per responsibility per week. It's kind of like our model. And so the more responsibilities you take on, the more hours that you
Time to
get.
pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
But we don't want to encourage people to do like, 5-hour meetings and just sit around getting paid doing nothing, right? It's like you get paid to do an hour and a half of meeting. After that point, everyone can check out and leave, or those who want to continue can continue, knowing that it is part of our equity. So any other questions, Luisa?
So Louisa
No, I
is not
think
yet. She's not yet having tracking sheet, right? Have you know you're not they have not done your onboarding, right?
Yeah, she has not gone through onboarding. It's brand new, and we're just getting it set up now. And so you could schedule with Luisa tomorrow and doing some onboarding if you wanted to, Tay, or maybe
Okay,
I'd
no
like me
problem.
to
I'll
do
schedule
that.
with her.
And then from there, we'll just do our best scheduling with me during the earlier times. But we'll
yeah.
figure that out.
Yeah, I'd like to go through that
Uh,
responsibility
yeah,
link.
Louisa, you definitely need to schedule with Jay.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely need to schedule. We do client work. We need the client.
Yeah, and it's good to look at the management spreadsheet report because it has all of the priorities in the team. I mean, I would say if you're interested in the evaluation and the management, that's definitely something in the internal ops you want to schedule with Joyce as well.
Okay.
That's something you could do and be good at. And obviously the more you want to work, the more you want to schedule, the better. But it's because there's just so much to do. But like, start with one thing at a time. We're just slowly build it. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Sure. I'll schedule with Joyce, and then you let me know when you're
And
available.
under our model, the whole thing is that your base hours are your base pay. You can always make more money than that by simply completing work. But
Okay.
nobody typically completes work, especially when they're first starting out, right? So it's like when it comes to deliverables and output, like there can actually be bonuses on top of that. But it's just so hard to get people to actually care about deliverables and actually completing work. Usually no one ever does. But our model is that if you actually did complete the work, you could have a bonus on top. So your base pay is just like literally without even getting any work done. So everyone gets paid, for example, your hour and a half per week per responsibility, regardless if you get any work done at all. And then get paid as much money as you want on top of that if you get work done. I mean, I think we have something like $15,000 per month of available funds if people actually got work done.
Time for breath. Please stop and get ready. Now inhale. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. 1, 2, 3. Pause. Inhale together. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. Relax.
But typically we usually pay out, $3,000 to $5,000 a month, and very little work gets done. So and then there's this cycle that people get into where it's just like everyone's just working on payroll and then budget and then payroll and then budget and like back and forth payroll and budget. And it's like obviously someone needs to work on payroll and budget, but if everyone's just working on payroll and budget, you're not doing anything. So I'm really happy when people get out of that cycle. Like Atay's been jumping up and stepping up, and other people have been stepping up somewhat, like Joyce, and obviously me and Alberto are doing tons of work, but there are some people who still kind of go in that cycle back and forth with the payroll and the budget. But it's not that hard to get out of that. Most people are able to. So any other questions, Lisa?
No.
Okay,
Thank you.
so we're definitely over time on this topic. We have about 3 minutes before we're going to take another break. But we're going into our focus and desired outcome. So the first thing that I'll say is that anyone who wants to check out, now is a great time to check out. And anyone who wants to stay, we can sit and talk about, okay, what are the next steps? What would be our next topic that we would want to discuss to move forward the organization? Topic 3, topic 4, whatever we want to do next. So does anyone want to check out?
Yeah, I need to check out. But I'd love to take a look at the recordings later.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Thank
just
you.
remember that look, and you're required to track all hours. So you would track all hours for now on your POP, and you can watch the recordings and stuff, but you have to track those hours, and you wouldn't necessarily get upfront pay for that because you get an hour and a half per main session. We want to make sure that people are getting focused on the work because we literally have thousands and thousands and thousands of hours of recordings, and we've literally been in situations where we, hire someone, we don't hear from them for a week or two, and then they come back and they're like, "Oh yeah, I spent 50 hours, watching videos to pay them like $1,000," and it's like, and they didn't do any work, and then like,
Right.
so it's like, so we're not paying you to sit and watch videos. Yeah, that makes sense.
Got it. Yeah.
You're
That
paid
makes
to
sense. Thank
schedule
you.
and do work. It's like,
Okay.
and if you want to watch videos, you can, but you still need to track those hours. You're required to track all of your hours for anything involved with FQN. You don't need to track your hours with us in relationship to separate good cause group work, even though it's part of the network, because that's a separate organization. But all your hours that are in any way related to FQN would be tracked. Any hours within good cause group where you're talking about FQN, you could track. Okay?
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you so much.
Sweet. Okay, so when our checkouts, you're going to say how the session went.
Time to pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
So in the checkouts, you're going to say how the session went from 0 to 9. And then you can state your priorities until the next session. So basically what you're going to be working on from now until next week.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think, the session was 7 to 8, maybe 8. Since it's my first one, so I don't really have any complaints. And then I'm gonna work on is to schedule time with UJ and Joyce to figure out what responsibility I'm going to take next and which deliverable I'm gonna work on.
Cool. So let's go over that. That sounds really good. So the first thing was to schedule with Joyce. So you're scheduling with Joyce related to internal ops, and obviously you can also schedule with Alberto. I'm sure he would, if you were able to schedule time. Then you want to schedule with me. So you want to schedule with me in regards to, I think it was either assets or just overall planning, and management / coordination. I also want to just note here a task is that you want to review and look over the management status report. Can someone link the management status report, please? That could be helpful. And then you want to find a deliverable. So deliverables are a little bit more complicated. So find a deliverable. The best place to find a deliverable would be the budget. So if you go into the budget, where's the budget? Right here. And you click all the way to the right, you have something called income sources. So under our income sources in the budget, you have what's called, we have our normal setup and efficient work and our monthly work. So we have, this is old, yikes. I mean, let's just add the ACU, this is $4,000, so. So this is another task that needs to be done. So we need to update, just note over here, update potential income into the budget. Oh, maybe there's a separate one. It says income estimates and income sources. Oh no, income estimates, yes, income sources. So yeah, so that needs to be updated. But over here, you also have bonuses, bonus work. So these are all of the different specific client work that have deliverables that are additional bonuses, which it looks like this is supposed to be $2,500. It looks like there's an additional $8,000 of potential bonuses.
Time to take a break. Please stop. Write down whatever you were about to say and take a break for 6 minutes.
Okay.
All right.
Hello, Jay.
Yes, Everest, what's up?
Yeah, I've linked the management status on the line 72.
In which topic 2?
72, yeah.
Perfect. Thank you. That is a star. 15 minutes. Review overall management status report. So there's the management status report. Check. Thank you, Lisa. Does anyone? Anything else? Anything else from you, Lisa?
No, I think that's all. I think I'm gonna just go through the budget like you said, and
Does it,
schedule the sessions.
cool, cool. Does anyone else want to check out? No, so we're gonna take a 5-minute break. When we come back, we are going to go over our other topic priorities and see what else we could do. I think talking about recruitment is going to be important. So I might prioritize that, but we'll see. 5-minute break.
Thank you. Bye.
Ciao. Thank you. All right. Time to start. Let's make sure this is starting again. Good.
End of break. Time to start. Please get focused on the session.
So is anyone here?
Yeah, I'm back.
Great. So one thing I want to note here real quick is that I do have a the new studio, and you can see my screen. I got my screen share set up finally. So you can actually see my new setup here at the screen. I want to add more like time tracking as well as dictation and other things. So this is still just the beginning, but we're just going to get more and more organized. It's very exciting. So topics. What does everyone want to talk about? Also, we have upcoming deadlines. SEC, July 1st. I think there is a management status update due. Executive status update. I think July 3rd is the new moon. What's supposed to no, it's the full moon. So I would prioritize the recruitment specifically to set, recruitment deadline that is an upfront pay stop for the recruitment round. I also wouldn't mind doing Miguel's back pay proposal. Vote on sending Miguel money. We've done that one. Any other priorities? UMCUS discussion for the budget. Do you guys want to pass the budget? Open discussion proposal. We already did that. Maybe some client work management. Is anyone here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, I'm there.
Okay, so if no one has any priorities, I'm waiting to hear your priorities. I would say the recruitment proposal, Miguel back pay proposal, and the
I'm here, Jay.
what?
I'm here.
Okay, good. The budget policy proposal. That was super duper important. And then there's also the policy for real-time sessions. I would love to do that, but maybe after a view up. So the recruitment proposal, what?
Time to pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
So I would say recruitment proposal, like 6 to 12 minutes. Miguel back pay, I don't know, 15 to 24 minutes. It shouldn't take that long. Let's say 12 to 18 minutes. Budget policy proposals. This will go quick, right? 6 to 12 minutes. How long could it take to talk about the half pay stop? So then policy for real-time sessions. This takes much longer. I would say 24 to 48 minutes. A lot that goes into that. So what do you think? So recruitment proposal, quick vote to set the deadline for recruitment round. Miguel, and this is a public recruitment round. Miguel back pay proposals. This is basically just a vote on sending Miguel up to $800. Budget policy proposals. Basically just set a half pay stop for not completing the certification of the budget. Okay. So do these 3 topics sound good? Or do you guys want to talk about something else?
No.
No objection for me.
Okay, any objections to these topics?
None.
All right, let's just do it. Can anyone set up the tab?
None.
Does anyone want to set up the tabs and help with the notes? I guess is anyone helping with notes? Let me look. So if I go into positions, I'm the only, no, nobody's doing notes. So I guess that means I'm the only note taker, which is sad. And nobody wants to help out with notes. So this is exactly the kind of stuff where if people really want to step up, they are going to be helping with notes. They're going to be helping with everything, right? You know, just leaving
I
me.
already would have helped as usual, but I'm not on the book.
I realize that, Ate, for sure. All right, so the first topic is recruitment. So under our policies, existing policy, we're required to do a full global public recruitment round every quarter.
Time for breath. Please stop and get ready. Now inhale, 1, 2, 3, exhale, 1, 2, 3, pause. Inhale together, 1, 2, 3, exhale, relax.
So one option we could talk about is changing the policy. So if we wanted to change the policy, for example, maybe we could do something like, you start the recruitment round and basically do a basic update, and process at the minimal level. And this is like the first quarter. And then the second quarter you complete. So second quarter, complete the entire recruitment round and finalize everything officially. So basically, we could change it to be like a half-year model, where with the first quarter, we do a quick recruitment round, then evaluate and set plans for the second quarter to finalize and clean everything up. So anyways, I kind of like the idea of changing, because obviously the quarter recruitment round wasn't working before. It was like, I would love to do recruitment nonstop, right? That's another option here, like change to basically like option 2 would be non-stop real-time recruitment. That's what I want, right? But realistically, can we just do non-stop recruitment? I just don't think we can handle it. So if the quarterly recruitment round is too much, people just aren't able to follow through with it to meet the criteria and the goals, the idea is that with a half-year model, it would give us much more time to complete the entire recruitment round. We would still be required to basically do at least part of the recruitment round within a quarter and do like a full, to go through the experience of the recruitment round, but maybe not do it correctly by the deadline. But at least if we do it, we at least get started. We do as much as we can by the first deadline of the first quarter, which would obviously require an updated budget. All POPs are verified, making sure that everybody who has been included is. But then by the second quarter, we'd have to go through the entire thing again and make sure that no one is filtered out of the process, that we verify every single little detail. And that would only happen once every half year instead of once every quarter. What do you all think?
Time to pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
Yeah, it's a good idea, Jay.
You like the half-year model?
Yeah, the half-year recruitment, yeah.
Okay. So let's just give it a try. I mean, we might as well. So, so there's two proposals. So proposal number 1 is to change the current quarterly recruitment round deadline to a half year finalization deadline and a mid-quarter deadline of, you know, initial recruitment process. So just to get to the details, so the details is that you have 6 moon months to complete the entire final recruitment round. This means that, you know, the final deadline, no one can fall through the cracks, right? All types of recruitment and outreach are completed. So this would include all positions, uh, volunteer, paid, equity only. It would also include, you know, multiple locations, including social media, job sites, etc., etc. Okay. But then we have a 3 moon month deadline. So for the 3 moon month deadline, this is like the halfway point. So at the halfway point, we would be required to have finished as much recruitment as possible, which means that, you know, we not required to finalize and check details. So this would mean that we have mini pops to include. It would include some type of, you know, minimal level of ranking and evaluation. So basically do everything at least as well as we can, even if it is not finalized. That make sense?
Yes, it does. But I would like to have some clarity. So this, according to this policy, it means that we need to
Stop.
do.
Stand up and stretch and move around for 30 seconds.
All right, sorry, Tay. Let's do a quick stretch, 30-second stretch, and then
Yeah.
we'll hear from Tay. Tay question.
Okay.
Okay, Tay. Ask your question again.
Okay. So my question is, according to this policy, it means that we have to do recruitment 2 times a year, right?
Well, we already are required to do recruitment quarterly. So
Yeah, quarterly. That should be like three
yeah,
times or 4 times.
that's 4 times a year. So under the new
Mhm.
policy, we're still required to do quarterly recruitment, but we only need to finalize and verify everything twice a year, right? So is it 4 times per year or twice per year? And the answer is we have to do recruitment 4 times per year, but only do verification twice per year. Do you see the difference? Like the verification is much, much more detailed and rigorous of a deadline to meet because you have to actually verify everything. Whereas just doing the recruitment itself is actually not that hard. You just have to, like, you know, update a job post, post it all over the place, you know, follow up with as many people as you can. And then at the end, you add whoever can fit into the budget, you vote on it. It's not that hard, right? The hard part is the detail and the following up and making sure no one falls through the cracks. That's the hard part. But we don't have to do that.
We have 5 minutes left.
5 minutes left. Cool. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does, Jay. Hmm. So I have another question. Um, how many people should we recruit to get over the recruitment round? Because I think for this recruitment round, we already recruited like three three workers. We already have like
Yeah.
three pops. We have Eileen, Luisa, and Avery. So
Yeah. I mean, we're
what
obviously
what
we're not.
stops us? Mm-hmm.
Obviously, we're not getting the work done. So if all of us were stepping up and getting all the work done, recruitment would be much less of a priority. But with the new work, with ACU, with everything that needs to happen,
Time to pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
and with the launch, we have to have a recruitment process. So once we launch and we get more clients, we need to be able to quickly and easily recruit people. It's very important because we need to be able to scale and expand. So if we're not able to run a smooth recruitment system and model, we can't really launch. So this is very important for our launch. Additionally, um, because as a network and organization, we are publicly accountable. We can't continue to hire people. We've hired Joyce. No, not Joyce. We hired Eileen. We hired, you know, Charles. We hiring Louisa. We're hired Mel. So there's 5 people that we are now hiring, which is a lot of money with no public accountability,
Even if
right?
there is.
So we need to have public accountability. There has to be a public recruitment round to make sure we have a stable budget. So yes, Luisa wants $15 an hour, but maybe we can find people who are as good as Luisa who are willing to work for $10 an hour or even $5 an hour. So under our policies, we are required to do public accountability to make sure that anyone in the public has the opportunity to join our team. And we're not doing that for over a year and a half, and that's outright. That's unacceptable. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So there's two policies to follow. One is public accountability, and the other is just that we're not supposed to do only internal recruitment under our policies. And that's all we're doing right now. We're doing lots and lots of internal recruitment, which was never planned. And so now we need to, if we're going to continue to hire people internally, we need to do public recruitment as well. And if we don't find anyone publicly, that's fine. We don't have to hire anybody. We can just say the team that's currently here is good enough. We're getting all the work done. But if we find people in the public who are willing to do work for cheaper and work harder than the team we have now, under our model, we are publicly accountable so the public can come in and do work, and we can fire people who are not doing the work. Does that make sense? Because it's not about us. It's about humanity and society and helping others. So we
Yeah.
can't sit here and not do work and get paid for it. We are publicly accountable, which means that the public can come in, fire us, and then hire people who are going to do the work.
So I think we will definitely need to post again on outsourcing and on Upwork.
Yes.
Time for breath. Please stop and get ready. Now inhale. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. 1, 2, 3. Pause. Inhale together. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. Relax.
Cool. All right. So
So another way could just be boost our Facebook page so that they post to go worldwide. That's
yes,
another
we
way.
should be posting on Facebook. We should post everywhere. But first, we need to do the actual getting the posts ready. So
Yeah.
we'll go once we approve this deadline, then we can finalize the actual process, get people involved in the recruitment. There's going to be a bunch of possibly half pay stops. So if we think about half pay stops, it might be half pay stops. You might have first moon month, you want to complete the posts, right? The second
Mhm.
moon month, you send posts out, and then the third moon month is the upfront pay stop. Upfront pay stop would be actual budget, rankings and budget, And now there's also evals, rankings, budget. So these could be a half pay stop. So you could have, half pay stop to complete the posts, half pay stop to send out the post to all of the locations we want to send it to, like Facebook, Upworks, Outsourcely, Workana, Craigslist, wherever we want to send it to. There's also Idealist, right? LinkedIn. Okay, So that would be another half pay stop. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
But anyways, let's work that out afterwards. So in terms of other
Chair,
questions, any other
I
questions?
think we are done with our time.
Yes, we are over time. That is a problem. But we got to continue because we're almost done. So any other concerns on the proposal?
None.
Are there any objections to the proposal?
No
Uh,
objection to it.
uh,
Eileen?
yeah, my question is regarding to the post. So
Well,
do we
that's the
have
detail.
a
That's the detail. Let's get focused on the deadlines because we have to do the deadlines first. Then we can actually talk about the work. Okay.
okay, okay.
So is there any objections to the proposal to go to a half-year finalization deadline with a with a quarter deadline of initial recruitment process, right?
No objection.
No objection.
All right, so we have consensus. Consensus. Great.
Time to pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
So now we need the selenine to Gregorian calendar. Okay, so or the spreadsheet, right? This is the spreadsheet sheet. So let me pull that up real quick here. So Gregorian, selenine to Gregorian moon months. So I'll link this here. And then this is going to give us the actual deadline. So the current moon month is the 111-degree east quarter. So we are now just starting the 111-degree east quarter. Okay? So that would mean,
Yes.
under our current model, that July 17th would be the deadline. July 17th would be the deadline to complete the posts. August 16th would be the deadline to send out the posts. And then September 15th would be our first upfront pay stop. Okay, so this would be upfront pay stop based on the on the deadlines that we just agreed to. Okay, so then November 13th. So this would be the sixth moon month. Sixth moon month would be the upfront pay stop for verification of everything. And that would be November 13th. So I don't know what the half pay stops would be, but basically the most important half pay stop, I would say by the fourth moon month, would be to half pay stop would be to basically verify every possible individual so they don't fall through cracks. Does that make sense? So anyone and everybody who communicated and contacted us. Oh, wait. Oh, no, this is wrong. This November 13th is the wrong deadline. So it's the next new moon. So the open moon giant here. I closed that already. Moon giant. So if we go to our full moon calendar, we would be looking at November 13th, right here, new moon. So it's December 12th, 2023 would be the deadline. So December 12th. Why did I say December 12th? No, it is December 12th would be the deadline. December 12th, 2023 would be the deadline under our current model. So
Time to take a break. Please stop. Write down whatever you were about to say and take a break for 6 minutes.
okay, so let's take a break. But this would be the next proposal, which would be to finalize communications with everyone, and then final verification of everything, including final rankings and final budget. Okay. So we're going to take a 5-minute break, and then we're going to vote on the proposal for all the deadlines. Okay. So let's take
Okay.
a quick 5 minute break. When we come back, we'll vote on the deadlines.
End
It's
of
4
break.
o'clock.
Time to start. Please get focused on the session.
I'm back.
Okay, I am back.
I am back.
So we are over time, but we haven't set any policies for that yet. So the proposal is to set the following 6 deadlines: 4 half pay stops, 2 upfront pay stops for a 111 degree east recruitment round. So this is a 111 degree east recruitment round and it's going to be an entire half-year recruitment round. So we have the month of the half year here. And this is going to be technically after first moon month. So the deadline isn't the beginning, it's the end, right? So end of first moon month, end of second moon month. Does that make sense? Okay. So if someone could add end to all of those, that'd be helpful. So the type of pay stop, so the first 2 months, half pay stop, upfront pay stop, then 2 half pay stops, then upfront pay stop. And then it says the work to be accomplished by the deadline. So by the end of the first month, which we have 2 weeks left, we need to complete the posts. Then by the end of the second deadline, we need to send out the posts. By the end of the third deadline, we need to do the simple evaluations, ranking, and the budget, and this will be the actual finalization of the recruitment. Then for the next quarter,
Time to pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
then for the next quarter, we need to verify every possible platform and individual so they don't fall through the cracks, right? Individual. Then we finalize communications with everybody who is on our list, right? On our list. And then we do the final, this would be the final verification for the actual rankings and budget to include everybody who was able to communicate with us. Okay, so that's December 12th is the upfront pay stop. So the bottom line is that we get a quarter to do the recruitment round, but then we get an additional quarter to verify the recruitment round of all the details and make sure that everybody's followed through with. All right, so that is the proposal. Are there any questions about the proposal?
No question.
Are there no questions?
Hello?
Are there any concerns?
None.
No.
No
Is anyone
concerns?
getting me?
Ate.
Is
Ate?
anyone getting me?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can hear you.
Okay. Well, I said no. No question. No question.
Okay. Any concerns?
No.
Okay. Any objections?
None.
Okay. So it looks like we have consensus on this as well. So then the next thing I would say is that we need to, create the new 111-degree east recruitment round sheet. I believe that update Mamoon. Mamoon did a lot of recruitment in the past. I think Ate also you could handle some of the recruitment as well.
Mm-hmm.
Let's make sure we communicate with Ate and obviously Mamoon. So
Yeah.
make sure we communicate with Mamoon and then obviously Ate is already here. So once you get this, get all the deadlines into the recruitment round sheet, get started on it. I mean, obviously we just need a schedule to do the posts. Anyone can draft the posts. The posts do not need to be very complicated. It's basically, hey, are you interested in FQN? Come to our recruitment portal. And then you link the recruitment portal for getting involved. So very simple posts. For some of the sites, we have to have more details because you can't pick links. You just have to
Time
have
for
all the
breath.
details.
Please stop and get ready. Now inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 1, 2, 3. Pause. Inhale together, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, relax.
Okay, I think we're done with this topic. Anything else on the recruitment?
Jay, do we have a template? Do we have agreed template to be posted on the recruitment in
No,
Facebook?
that's the deadline for July 17th. So
Yes, yeah.
we have 2 weeks to try to get agreement on the posts, and then we have an additional month to finalize and send the actual posts to the platforms.
Okay. We have to agree the templates.
Yeah, July 17th to get agreement on the templates and all the posts. Then it's August 16th is when we actually need to send them out.
Okay, okay.
So we have a month and a half before we are required to be sending the post out on social media and on Outsourcely and Facebook and Idealist everywhere where we want to post. Okay.
Okay, okay.
So it gives us some time, but we at least need to draft the posts, right? Draft posts for all platforms, right? I would say we should have one for Twitter as well. You know,
Mhm.
Yeah.
so you're gonna see how like something for Twitter is gonna be very short. Something for Facebook might be very like more of like an image. Like Joyce would be great on this, right? So who wants to help with this? Joyce and Eileen, you want to help with this too?
Yes, yes.
Right? And then also we do simultaneously we have setup, right? So setup I think is Tay and Mamoon can do setup. Joyce and Aline can be helping with the drafts, and then post is basically everyone can help post once we're ready. Then the follow up and the getting the evaluations and rankings. I mean, this is going to be, management, right? Management of Ate and Mamoon and whoever else wants to help with managing, but then everyone is going to help with the evals and ranking and budget itself.
Yeah, I want to help in joining the recruitment.
Yes, everyone needs to help out with the recruitment. So just let us know if you want to do management or setup or something that's more complicated than just the normal stuff. Okay. And then we also need to make sure, like, verify that recruitment is in everyone's work hours tracking spreadsheet. So at some point we removed recruitment from work hours tracking spreadsheet. So we need to make sure that recruitment is added back in as internal
I think
operations.
it's there. It's there. It's
Just
there.
verify it. But yeah, we just need to verify it in every single work hours tracking spreadsheet, not just one person. Okay.
Time to pause.
Okay. We just need to verify to.
Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
Awesome. All right. I think we're ready for the next topic. Any other questions about the recruitment?
None for me.
And just to remind everybody, recruitment is billable work. All your hours for recruitment should be tracked and put into our billable income coordination channel. So this will be under internal operations, either efficient work or setup and training. Okay. All right. Our next topic, Miguel back pay. So Miguel worked with us from 2017 to 2018 or 19. he's proposing proposal for $800 of back pay, up to, right? Up to $800 of back pay. So we would say basically like, you know, option one could be $800. Option two would be, let's say $600. Option three would be like $400. Option four would be $300. Option five would be $200. Option six would be $100. Option seven would be $50, and option eight would be $0. I believe that we can add in 150 here too. You know, $150 for option six. So I don't know if those options look good to everybody, but I think that should be fine. Option eight. The only other thing I'll
Is
say is
he currently
that
active?
what?
Is he currently active? I've never heard of him.
Um, is he currently what?
Active.
No, obviously not. He was active. He was 2017 to 2018. And I think he got paid, we could verify this, but it was somewhere between $300 to $500 per month is how much he got paid.
Okay.
So the
Yeah,
bottom
we
line
could
here
only
is
to check if he has back pay.
yes,
Up
he
to $800.
currently has $876 dollars of back pay. So that's kind of why he's asking for $800 of back pay. So if we go into the worker personnel support, so if you go under Public Support Alliance and then personnel support, I documented all of Miguel's time equity monthly back pay assets here.
Stand up and stretch and move around for 30 seconds.
All right, let's do a stretch. 30-second stretch. Okay. So this first one is Miguel's work reporting. So this is work reporting. The second one is monthly back pay. And the third one is Miguel's time and equity. So time and equity. So the only thing that's missing here is that you do usually want to verify if
Yeah,
Miguel already received some back pay. I
sure.
can't verify that, but either way, the point is that he has at least 800. It's this one right here. Wait, this is Miguel's time equity. What did I do wrong here? Miguel's work reporting, monthly back pay. Okay, so I got that the wrong order. So under the monthly back pay, you can see here that Miguel accumulated $1,047 of back pay. He got $150 of back pay, which means there's $837.25 left, and he got a half year bonus. So it's $837.25. Right, so that's $837.25. Okay, so any other questions about the back pay proposal? So the only thing I will say besides what I already said was that, you know, in terms of my personal opinion, I feel like the reason why it's important to take this seriously, even though Miguel is not an active worker, one day none of us will be an active worker, right? We're all going to retire at some point. If we're successful, we want to build a company, an organization that we pass on to future generations. We all want to retire. We all want to step down. We all want our back pay. If someone is fired or they quit, they still deserve their back pay. and they still have a right to request back pay, even if it's a decade from now or longer, right? So
Sure.
we want to be taken seriously if we requested back pay in the future. So I think we should take
Time to
Miguel's.
pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
So I think we should take Miguel's back pay proposal seriously because,
Yeah, if he has back pain, then he deserves it.
and then he deserves it. It's his money that he earned and that he should have been paid,
Mhm.
but we just didn't have the budget to pay him, right? So
Mhm.
obviously it needs to be included in the budget. It shouldn't, like, depending on how much we spend, it shouldn't necessarily affect our reduction in pay cuts, but we'll have to see how that evolves because eventually, if we keep spending money, obviously it will eventually affect our pay cuts, right? But at least for this month, I don't know if it'll directly affect us. So, uh, but the bottom line, I think, is that even though it's been so long, he still has a right to request it, and we have a duty to at least vote on it. And under our policies, no one's allowed to acknowledge why he needs the money. Like, it doesn't matter what he spends the money on. We're not going to be Once we give him the money, we are not going to be verifying it, how he spends the money. So really, this doesn't matter. But I will tell you that the reason he seems to be asking for this money is some type of personal or family situation that he's looking for help, right? So he's not asking this money out of nothing. He's not like, oh, randomly, like, by the way. He's like, I could really use some help. Is it possible to still ask for back pay? And I told him, absolutely, yeah, that's our policy. So uh,
Did he discuss on Discord or did he send you an email?
he communicated on WhatsApp. So we do have a WhatsApp. So anyone who wants to communicate on WhatsApp, let me know. I can add you to the WhatsApp FQN group.
Yeah, I
We
definitely
also
want to
have
be
a
added.
Skype. We also have a Skype group as well, and Miguel was on the Skype group too. Yeah.
Definitely want to be added into the WhatsApp
Oh,
group.
and the WhatsApp.
Okay, yeah, just
Me
send
too.
send me the information that we need on Pinda and or Discord, and then we can get you added to the WhatsApp. If you want me to do
Yeah,
it now, we can, but it's just not.
yeah,
Right.
can do it now.
But I'll add you, and you guys can help communicate with Miguel after this proposal.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
So what's that?
Jay.
Yeah.
Okay. Jay, as part of the FQN before, I can't remember if I requested my back pay.
I don't think
I
you
don't.
ever did request any back pay.
Okay. Yeah, I can't remember if
And I don't
I.
know I don't know what years you were active. So obviously during this particular time period, you're not here. So obviously you weren't active during this time.
But but if that is part of our policy, for in my side, before I didn't remember to request my. I
Time
don't know
for
if I still have a back pay. I don't
get
know.
ready. Now
You
inhale.
just need to do the work.
3. Exhale. 1, 2, 3. Pause. Inhale together. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. Relax.
Yeah, so obviously we would have to check it and verify your back pay, but each individual has their own back pay situation. And, nobody, I think Miguel's the first person who's really requested back pay from such a long time ago. So typically back pay is only from workers who are active because we usually want to prioritize paying current workers or people who want to come back. Like when Miguel wants to come to work, he can make money, but it's like he just wants money, in this situation. So he has a right to ask for the money, but we'll see how we vote. So it's time to vote, and then we can look at your back pay, Eileen. But you have a right to ask for back pay as a active worker. Regardless, you can also ask for advance. Like back pay and advances are the same thing. So if you need an advance, you can ask for an advance, regardless of whether you even have back pay as an active worker. Okay.
Okay, okay.
But if she has been here for long, then she should be having back pay. We just need to do the work because I think those of you here have a lot of back pay. Someone like me, I equally have a lot. You just need to do the work, and then we'll know exactly how much each person has. Then you can request your back pay. I mean.
Correct. Yes.
Because before I was a FUN worker.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm
Uh,
saying.
Yeah, and it's good to note that even if you didn't accumulate back pay, you still accumulated equity and tokens. But we haven't issued those yet either. So eventually we're going to go back through and issue all of the past tokens and equity from past years. But again, we're not even capable of dealing with the current payrolls, but we're really getting closer. Like we're so close on our payroll. Like once we catch up with our payroll, everyone's now getting your back pay tokens. You're getting your individual jurisdiction tokens. You're getting your family jurisdiction tokens, and then the only last tokens that need to be issued are the global jurisdiction tokens. So I think we should just start issuing them. Like they're all ready to be issued. It's just a matter of doing the minimal calculations. The calculations are not that hard. So once we start issuing everyone's tokens, then ongoing, we don't have to worry about this. Everyone will just have their tokens, and we'll know exactly how much value and equity everybody has forever into the future. It'll be very simple. Okay. Yeah. So let's go ahead and vote. So Ate, the proposal is up to $800 of back pay, and there are 9 options. So we just want to make sure everyone gets a chance to vote. So Eileen, Everise, myself, I already voted. So I'm voting basically the lower the amount is, the higher, but I don't support $0. I think that $0 is not functional in this situation.
Time to pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
So Ate, would you like to vote verbally?
Yes, Jay.
So the first one is $800. Well, between 1 and 9 for $800. So the options are 800, 600, 400, 300, 200, 150, 150, and then 0. So starting with 800, option 1. What do you want to vote? And Avrice, you can vote 2.
How about a 2?
A 2. 600.
600, I'll vote a 3.
700. No, 400.
3.
3. 300.
I'll vote a 3.
200.
200, I'll vote a 6.
150.
A 6.
100.
Vote a 7.5.
7.5 and 50.
6.
Okay, so currently $100 has the most support. Avrice, do you want to vote? Oh wait, $0. Do you want to vote for 0?
No, I'll not vote for 0.
Okay, I'll put 0. All right, so not applicable, not applicable. Avrice, do you want to vote? You're voting. Okay, good. So let Avrice vote, and then we'll be done here.
Yeah, I'm voting.
Yeah, good, 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 good. Keep voting. Keep voting. Keep going. All right. So, but it looks like we're going for $100. Seems to be the proposal. So, proposal to approve Miguel for $100 of back pay. Also, Miguel was big time into crypto and tokens. He would love to get our tokens if we ever get to that point of sending him tokens from 2017, 2018. We'll get there eventually. But let's see. So it's $100 of back pay, and then let's put all the information, details. Our this currently has this back pay.
Time to take a break. Please stop, write down whatever you were about to say, and take a break for 6 minutes.
Okay, so let's take a break, and when we get back, we can finish up this proposal. All right, 5-minute break, 6-minute break. It looks like at this time, option number 7 is still. Wait, no, option number 8 might be gaining some steam here. Interesting. It looks like we might go with option number 8. Okay, so 5-minute break. When we come back, we'll vote on this. finally.
Okay.
All right. So I would also just add in here maybe a 75 since we seem to be kind of right in between. So option Uh, 7.5 would be 75.
Yeah, yeah, Jay. Hello, Jay.
Hey,
Yeah, I would like to change my vote and option seven, the $100. I would like to vote seven.
7. Okay, that
Yeah,
gets it up
And
there. All right.
time to start.
yeah.
Please get focused on the session.
It's okay.
Okay, so let's go ahead and vote for $100.
Yeah.
Um, okay, so the proposal is to approve Miguel for $100 of back pay. Any questions on the proposal?
None for me. Propose.
Are there any concerns? So I think there are concerns here. We have a small budget, not current worker, um, you know, very little income for our team. All right. Are there any other concerns?
No.
Any other concerns? Okay,
Sorry.
let's go ahead.
None for me.
So I'm gonna vote a 7, a 7. I'm a 7. Tay, Eileen, everybody.
I think I'll vote a seven.
Tay is a 7. Eileen, Everest, how do you want to vote?
I vote for 7 also.
Everest?
7.
I will vote for seven also.
Okay, so we're all have willing consensus. We're willing to go along with it. And it's an exact 7. So this is willing consensus, which is green. All right, so that's done.
Sorry.
Next,
If team wants to be vote, wants also vote on that.
can you speak a little clearer? I can't hear you.
I'm asking if the entire team won't have the opportunity to equally vote on that, or do we finalize it now? It's okay.
It's finalized now. Basically, what happens is after every single main session, there is a responsibility for follow-up where you do the main session normal voting form. So all proposals from every main session are supposed to be put into a main session voting form, and then
Yeah.
everyone gets a chance to vote on them. So
Okay.
we function based on a balance between participatory democracy and direct democracy. So we are the participatory democracy, which takes time. And then the direct democracy votes on everything that we vote on to review and verify what we vote on. So then everyone can vote. And that technically, under our policies, that voting form is not only supposed to go out to the team, it's supposed to go out on our um, storytelling, which goes to all social media and the public. So the public has a right to vote on every single proposal that we ourselves vote on.
Time to pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
And that's because we are publicly accountable. All right, that makes sense?
Yeah.
Again, that's just work that no one does. Like if all the work was getting done, every single main session would have a normal voting form, and that normal voting form would go to storytelling that then would go out to all of our channels, all of our websites, all of the social media, and everybody in the world would be able to vote on every single proposal that we ever create. Okay, so that eventually will happen, but right now we don't even have enough money to pay people for doing like basic things. So let's get functional before we try to expand to be publicly accountable perfectly, right? So let's go to the next topic. And then as far as WhatsApp, I would assume for WhatsApp I would like need. Let me see if I can give you my WhatsApp, and then you can contact me. Do you just need my phone number? Is that it?
Did you send it on GT or where? In the note.
I'm trying to see if there's like a WhatsApp profile or like how you can like send a link. I don't like WhatsApp. It bothers me that I can't actually get a link.
Is it a group, a WhatsApp group?
Yeah, it's a WhatsApp group.
And then there should definitely be a way to
Oh,
get a
here we go.
link.
Invite to group via link. Okay,
Mhm.
share link, copy link, boom. Okay, so then I go into core team. Let's see, so I go to Discord and core team,
Okay.
executive core team worker. This is our WhatsApp link. All right, tell me if that works.
Where did you post that on worker on?
Core
Okay,
team.
let me. Okay, okay, sure.
And currently we have 2 groups under the community, and then we can add more as necessary. And also let's go ahead and pin that so that we don't lose it. Whoops.
Yeah, it worked. I just joined.
Cool. So I'll let Miguel know we just approved this proposal for $100.
Yeah, are you letting him know or should I do it?
You can let him know if you want. So come in here. So you join the
Time for
main
breath.
group.
Please stop and get ready. Now inhale. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. 2, 3. Pause. Inhale together. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. Relax.
Um,
For the turning to train. Turning to train.
so do you see the subgroups, the FQN core team and the FQN personnel group?
I'm in the FQN community network.
Yeah, so go into FQN Community Network and then you should see FQN personnel. Do you see it?
Mm, not yet. Seeing FQM core team, FQM personnel. To
You see it?
join.
There's 2 groups. There's 2 subgroups. There's the FQN personnel and the FQN core.
Core team here.
Can you get into both of them or ask to join or what?
No, no, I will join. I'll request to join.
Okay, open.
Mm, oh, the request is community personnel. Okay, so I've request to join. You need to accept my request on the end.
Okay, so I see the request to join. So then how do I approve it? Pending participants. Perfect. Check. Done. Approved. Okay, so then just communicate with Miguel. Let him know that the proposal passed for $100 and that we just need to coordinate how to get him the money. Okay. Ask him what the best payment method is. And if you have any,
Jay,
yeah.
only you can see all participants. I can see the participants in the group.
Well, you don't necessarily need to see the participants. You just need to. Um,
And I don't think I have access to communicate in the group.
yeah, you have
Okay,
access to communicate. Yeah,
okay. FQM personnel, I can communicate.
yeah, yeah. I haven't done the other one, but I'll do that one later. Okay. So let's go to the
Midway.
next topic. So the next topic is budget policy proposal. This should be very quick. This is topic number 5.
Time to pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
Okay. So the proposal, I believe, is in the proposals section. Let's take a look here. Proposal. Require rapid minimum proposal for proposals. Proposal requires base budget. Boom. Okay. So this proposal is significant The proposal itself is to require certification of the budget and UMCUS proposal by the first quarter moon, or you go on half pay stop. Full upfront pay stop if the budget doesn't even get passed by the team. So under our current model, like right now, like let's see the current situation. So the current situation is that we did not complete the budget work. We still have to do the certification of the HR board vote, and we need to finalize the UMCUS proposal and discussion. Right, so in order to get the budget passed, we have to do those things. But what we did do is we finished the actual budget option number 3. So if option 3 passes, then we can prevent upfront pay stop. So if option 3 does not pass, we all go on half pay stop as a basic, upfront pay stop as of basically like a week ago, which would be awful, right? So it's very important that option number 3 passes. So this policy would mean that once we actually don't complete the budget by the deadline, and it's not certified, and we haven't done UMCUS, and we haven't actually finished the work, that instead of going on upfront pay stop, we would still go on half pay stop because we didn't do the work by the deadline. So the only reason we're able to prevent upfront pay stop if option 3 passes is because we can propose that the certification happens retroactively from when the work on the budget was finished, which I believe was last Thursday, Sonic hour 2 or whatever. So that is a week ago, and it's nonsense because no one's trying to do the work.
Stretch. Please stop, stand up, and stretch and move around for 30 seconds.
All right, so let's go ahead and do a stretch. Quick 30-second stretch. Okay. Any questions on the proposal? The first question that was asked was, when does it take effect? And it takes effect at the first quarter moon. So the next first quarter moon, not this one. Are there any other questions about the proposal?
Okay, so it takes effect next quarter month, not this one.
Correct. Yeah. So we're already past the quarter moon this time. So it gives us a full month for the next budget. In the next budget cycle, we would need to not only have a budget proposed to the HR board. So if we don't have a budget approved by the team and proposed to the HR board, we go on upfront pay stop. But what this is saying is that even if we have the budget proposed and completed to present to the HR board, we won't go on half upfront pay stop, but we still will go on half pay stop because we still didn't do the work. So if everyone wants to sit around and not get the work completed, everybody's on half pay stop, right? And it should take us hours to complete the work. I mean, there's literally a few hours of work done, but no one cares. Like no one is actually trying, it has any reason to actually finish the budget work because we're not on upfront pay stop. If we were on upfront pay stop right now, the work would be getting done. Otherwise, no one would get paid, right? So that is why it's important to make sure it's clear. I mean, it's kind of like a loophole. Like basically me and Alberto are like, wait, this is ridiculous. This is like a loophole in the policy that we can just not do the work because we can, in the future, potentially do a retroactive proposal for option that might pass. But if option 3 doesn't even pass, we're on upfront pay stop anyways. So it's really bad.
So we just need to check option 3.
Say what?
We just need to check if option 3 pass.
Option 3, I don't know if it passed or not. I have no idea. I'm assuming that it passed. But someone needs to do the work. The work needs to be done. It's called the certification of the vote. You tally the results, and then you bring them to the main session, and they get certified. Nobody did that. We should be talking about the budget itself right now, but no one did the work to certify the result.
Time to pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
And just to remind everybody, Alberto has stepped down from all budget and payroll work for at least the next 3 months. And I'm going to continue to not work on it on purpose, right? So basically, next month, we're all going on either half pay stop or upfront pay stop, because unless the rest of the team steps up and does the work, because me and Alberto are purposely not going to be working on the budget or payroll.
We'll definitely not go. We'll handle that.
Yeah. So any other questions about, what was your question that you just asked? Can't remember the question.
No, I just said we would definitely not go on half pay stuff. We'll work on that.
Yeah.
I'll
Well, you
keep
asked
them
the question
posted.
beforehand, but I can't remember it. Also, everybody was going to be doing 1.5 hours of policy tracking for the team for the current, not completing the work from the current budget deadline. And that's already been documented, and everybody has to do that. Otherwise, you have 24 hours to do the policy tracking. Obviously, someone who's on leave, it's not a big deal, but you'll have to do that when you get back from leave if you don't do it. So Ate, Eileen, Everest, I voted 7.5. Alberto voted 8.7. He thinks this is essential. So Ate, Eileen, Everest, you can vote. Are there any other concerns? The only concern that we came up with was that basically this proposal is to fix the problems with our team not following through with the work. But unfortunately, this proposal by itself does not fix all the problems within the budget process and all of the other work with the payroll and budget and team functionality. So unfortunately, this proposal in and of itself is not enough, but we still think it's helpful.
I'll vote a 7.5.
Okay, Tay is a 7.5.
I vote for 8.
Eileen is an 8. All right,
I would on 7.5.
7.5. Okay, average 7.5. All right, so that, let's see what we have now. Average is an 8.74. So we're still in willing consensus, but it's pretty high. So that is passed. So again, we already covered what needs to be done. We need to complete the budget work. We need to certify the vote and do the tally. We need to finalize the UMTS proposal and the discussion. That's something we could do today. Finish the actual budget option number 3. So option number 3, if it passes, we're good to go. We just have to do a retroactive proposal. And in the future, if we're in this situation, we will be on half pay stop. So again, the deadline is the deadline. When is the budget supposed to be completed by?
Time for breath. Please stop and get ready. Now inhale. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. 1, 2, 3. Pause. Inhale together. 1, 2, 3. Exhale, relax.
When is the budget supposed to be completed by? Okay, Eileen, Ate, Bryce, when is the budget supposed to be completed by? What's the deadline? When should the budget get completed by? Okay, so
when we when we are done with the course.
Okay, so let me ask the next question. So the next question would be, when is the budget deadline for upfront pay stop, and half pay stop? What is the deadline of when you no longer are getting paid because there's no budget to get paid from?
The first quarter is the half pay stuff.
The first quarter moon, yes. So that is the deadline for when it means we no longer have a budget. And at that point, no one gets paid anymore. Or you at least get half the pay. If you did half the work, you get half the pay. So when does the budget start?
The new one.
The new moon. Exactly. Right? So the budget starts on the new moon. So what does that mean right now? So we are past the first quarter moon. We're heading towards the full moon. So we've been almost 2 weeks without a budget. Does everyone understand?
Yeah.
So if the work gets done by the deadline of the upfront pay stop and half pay stop, how long do we not have a budget for?
2 weeks already.
How long?
We're already 2 weeks gone without a budget.
Well, this time it's 2 weeks. But if the budget starts at the new moon and then the deadline's the first quarter moon, that means that we're already a week late, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So when is the budget supposed to be completed by?
4 months.
No, that would be in 3 days, right? We're not going to get the
Mm-hmm.
budget completed in 3 days. When or 4 or 5 days, right? So when is the budget supposed to be completed by?
Time to pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
All right, so I'm going to answer because I don't have all day to sit here. So between the last quarter moon and the new moon, right? So the reason why we want
Mm-hmm.
the budget completed before the new moon so that we have a budget for the month, right? If the budget starts on the new moon, then you want to have your budget completed before the new moon. But if we don't
Yeah.
have a budget completed before the new moon, we give everybody 1 extra week to get the work done, which would be like emergency mode.
Mm-hmm.
So that's an extra week of like leadway, even though you didn't do the work. But the work was supposed to get done before the new moon. Okay, that makes sense?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Any other questions about the budget before we go back to our topic?
About the budget itself or the proposal, because I have a question for the budget itself,
Uh-huh.
like the process. Okay, when we are calculating the income of that month, for example, let's just say we are doing a budget for 111E and we are doing the income. Is it for the previous month or for the current month?
Okay. So the income is a little more complicated, but it's not too bad. So I'm not going to go through the entire income system in the whole invoicing, right? So income and invoicing, but I will cover two parts. Invoicing. There is the budget part and there is the payroll part. So the payroll does the actual exact income calculations and UMCUS loan for the month, right? For the
Mm-hmm.
new month. The budget does an estimated income calculations based on previous moon months. Okay, that makes sense?
Mm-hmm.
Base.
So when you do the payroll, you can use the payroll exact income calculations to try to estimate the new month's income. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Cool.
Mhm.
Any
It
other
answers my, it
any other
answers
questions?
my question.
I answered it.
Yeah, thank
Cool.
you.
Any other questions?
None from me.
Not for me. I should slow
Break.
for the month.
Stop. Write down whatever you were about to say and take a break for 6 minutes.
Okay, so we're gonna take a break. Does anyone want to uh, check out before we take a break?
I want to check out the
Okay, go for it.
okay.
Amy?
Check out mm, this set okay. The session was so good, and but after this main session, I will do the value tracking and the storytelling. But as of now, I need to check out. This session is very good, and we have so much more clarification regarding of work and the schedule. About the issues of Mel and Alberto, for me, we have to respect each other. And although Alberto is our manager, but we have to listen each everyone's opinion. And for us to work smoothly, all of us have our own opinions or talent, or he can do this work. Because Alberto is a longest work for a very long time in FQN. So for me is we have to respect each other's opinion, and so that we can work smoothly. Okay, check.
Okay. So
Eileen,
Yep.
you haven't told us if you are giving the session a 5, a 3,
I'll
the
give
value
this a
session.
I will give this a 5.
Okay, thank you.
okay, so a couple things. One, in relationship to the situation that we find ourselves in and some of the contention, it is extremely important for you and others, especially Everest and Louisa, to step up and communicate constantly on Discord. So I know you need to go now, but tomorrow, like, or whenever you're able to, keep communicating on Discord, Ativity channel. Let's prioritize, let's schedule, let's get focused on the work, let's get some work done. You can also work during the day in Old World. So whatever you all need to do to get support, to get scheduled and getting this work done as soon as possible, and communicating nonstop is extremely important if we are going to actually address the situation that we're in, because right now very little work is getting done. And that's a huge problem. Secondly, you need to let us know what else you're going to be doing.
Okay, Jay.
Yeah. So what else what are you going to be doing between now and next week, next session?
After this session is we have a Sonic session. I
Are
think we
you
have a
scheduled
Sonic
for
session.
Sunday?
Yes, I have a scheduled Sonic session.
And when is that? How many hours from now?
It's 8, 9, 10. 2.5 hours in my time at 11 in the morning. Okay.
2 hours from
Yeah,
now?
2.5 hours.
2.5 hours from
8,
now. Okay.
9, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, 2.5 hours.
Cool. And what would you want to focus on during that time?
Focusing on the particular client work.
You think client work, or let's recheck. Let's see. Activity. Team schedule. Team schedule. This is Sonic for Thursday, Friday. Regular schedule. It says we are doing Thursday, Friday main sessions. It is general teamwork, value,
Yeah,
value,
yes, value, general teamwork, and worker
worker
coordination,
coordination.
and
So
documentation.
this is budget and payroll, management status reporting, half year budget, mail and everything. So Ate is not doing well. Alberto's not going to make it. I will try to make it for today. So let's check in on Discord, since obviously Ate and Alberto are probably not going to be there. So it'd be really good for you to check in with me on Discord to make sure that the session's going to happen. Okay.
Okay.
And then we could focus on, for example, doing some budget training, or we could work on payroll, responsibly organizing, whatever we want to prioritize during that time.
Okay, Jay.
Great. And then how about moving forward for the rest of the week? What else are you going to prioritize?
Next week will be next week.
Like, what do you want to work
Tomorrow's
on? Like, what are your priorities that you are working on over the next week?
the taxes.
You want to work on taxes. Okay.
Taxes, yes.
So that would be scheduling to do SEC work. And the deadline for that is July 3rd. So if we look at a calendar, do I have a calendar here? It's currently the 29th, so July 3rd is Monday. So if you wait until Monday to schedule, we are basically going to be going on upfront pay stop.
Mhm. Yes.
right? So if we want to prioritize tonight that during Sonic or for tomorrow or Saturday, that would make a lot of sense if we have any interest or chance to prevent upfront pay stop on July 3rd. This is Monday, July 3rd. Okay,
Okay, Jay.
great. Awesome.
Okay.
Anyone else want to check out?
End
It's
of
4
break.
o'clock.
Time to start. Please get focused on the session.
Yeah, I'll check out.
Okay, Ate, yeah.
I don't know. I'm just proposing if we could wrap up and check out all of us for now. I think we are done. We have taken
Well,
so much.
we haven't done the wrap up yet. So if anyone wants to stick around for wrap up, we can. If you just want to check out without wrap up, we can do that as well.
No, let's wrap up. Let's wrap up.
Okay, but I would want to take a quick break. So we do like
Okay,
a 3-minute break and then we come back, we do the wrap up and then we check out.
for sure.
Okay, everybody,
Okay.
did you want to check out or do you want to stay for wrap up?
I want to stay for wrap up.
Okay, cool. So 3-minute break and we come back, we can do wrap up.
Okay.
And then check out. Yeah.
Time to pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
At the table or whatever. Okay. Okay, I'm back.
Yeah, I'm back.
All right. So we're doing a wrap up now. There's just so much. So basically, if we take our, we don't really do a lot of wrap up. You know, we've been pretty bad with the wrap up. So I'm really happy we're doing some wrap up here. So typically with wrap up, you want to make sure you cover your work priorities, your responsibilities, tasks, you know, making sure you have evaluations, session verifications, value tracking, scheduling moving forward. And then we have our calendar and like what our next things are, all that kind of stuff, right? But for now, let's just go over all the priorities, what the next steps are, what is happening next. So for our topics, like the general open discussion, we basically have the contentious situation.
Yeah, to schedule a contentious situation.
Yes, we need to schedule with Mel and Alberto, ideally as soon as possible. I will be sending messages to both of them. We can update them on what happened today. If we look at our priority work, it talks about all the details for what needs to be done with that.
Time for breath. Please stop and get ready. Now inhale, 1, 2, 3, exhale, 1, 2, 3, pause. Inhale together, 1, 2, 3, exhale, relax.
So for Luisa, we need to schedule onboarding. We need to make main doc. We need to make
tracking sheet.
Work hours tracking. Right, so that's all super duper key. And Atay, you said you were gonna do that, right?
Yeah, we need to ask her to fill her WA.
Yeah, does anyone want to help with scheduling with Mel and Alberto?
Scheduling, like sending out, talking to them
Yeah,
about the
communication.
condition.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll take care of that, but if anyone wants to help. Okay, so next we have recruitment. So there's a bunch of next steps for recruitment. I think we have a whole, here's all the recruitment tasks. So I'll copy these, put those into the priority work as well. So this is recruitment. This is contentious. All right, so I would say the primary next step for recruitment is just to immediately prioritize and schedule drafting posts.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other thing for the recruitment is to do the setup and management. So that's going to be Atay and I believe it was Balloon, right?
Yeah.
And then doing the post drafting is going to be Joyce and Eileen. Okay, and then of course, Evrice, you can do training. So Evrice can do training and work with Eileen and Joyce and or Atay and Moon. Okay. So Miguel Backpay, this is simple. We just send Western Union. So that is simple. I'll take care of that. Budget policy proposal. So that's done. I don't think we need to do anything for that. So then we have the real-time session proposal. So if we decided to do, if someone wanted to do the normal voting form, there's about 5 to 10 additional proposals that we didn't get to. So in our policies, even if you don't get to the proposal, we still can put them in the normal voting form. So this one,
I'll work on that tomorrow.
You do want to work on the normal voting form?
Yeah.
Okay, so doing a normal voting form would be awesome.
Time to pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
So I'll make sure to send Atay all of the proposals. Okay, obviously you do all the proposals that are in the notes, that we already voted on, but then I'll send you all the other ones that are listed, but just not voted on today. So UMCUS discussion. Obviously, we need to do the UMCUS discussion. This needs to be scheduled and or next main session. I feel like overall UMCUS is super duper high priority, but
Mm-hmm.
contentious situation takes even higher priority because it's like such a disaster situation, you know? Like our two.
Yeah, yeah, Jay, I also like to join on the voting form.
Oh yeah, that would be great. So Tay and Everest.
Uh,
It's super easy doing voting forms. They're kind of fun, but you want to get it verified and double check through me when, especially the first time you're doing it. All right.
Yeah.
So uh, for the UMCUS budget proposal, we really need to prioritize the contentious situation first, but it's very concerning that our basically second and third highest ranked workers are like not communicating and collaborating together. That's a huge problem, you know?
It's
So we need,
really a huge problem.
yeah, it's a huge problem. I wish that I would have forced to address this earlier, but they kept telling me like, oh no, there's nothing wrong. Like, oh, we're perfectly fine. It's not, you know, not contention, you know? It's like, oh, okay, well, obviously now we know it was contention. So anyways, and then let's go on. So the next one is, this is just still contention, client work management. So for the client work management, we are going to want to prioritize that tomorrow during the client session. So you can see here under client work Cobalt Hour 2, coordination and planning. I know that's not a great time for you, Everest, so maybe we'll do it another time. We can also prioritize it next main session. So this is basically a topic. All right, the next one, organizing for the team. That's what we're doing now. General open discussion, already did that. Payroll budget, I think we already basically addressed all the payroll and budget stuff. Just work to do, executive support. All this is all just work. Luis Rosa Miguel Backway, budget policies, check. Taxes, recruitment, done. Any other next steps or any other things that we want to deal with?
Mm,
So we need to update our deadlines.
mm-hmm.
Um, so we also need to add, so deadline updating. I believe the deadline updating is due July 9th. And
Yeah,
obviously
so
this
what I
needs
saw.
to include the new recruitment
Time to
deadline.
stretch. Please stop, stand up, and stretch and move around for 30 seconds.
All right, quick stretch
Okay.
for 30 seconds. All right. So yeah, so the most important deadline that's the most highly probable to create an upfront pay stop is the SEC. Like this needs to be our top
Yeah, you
priority.
said.
So our primary team top priorities are obviously contentious situation. Hi, I'm almost done. Contentious situation. The next highest priority is going to be the SEC July 1st deadline. The next priority after that is the budget certification. The next priority after that is deadline updating. Client work just client work and income, obviously always a priority. And then the management status update. So I think those are the most important team priorities, right? Can you think of anything else?
No, I think those are the most priorities.
Certification and UMCUS. Yeah, perfect. All right. Anything else? Other questions about responsibilities, tasks, next steps? Anything else that we want to go over?
I think it's clear.
Cool. So this goes into work priorities and bam.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I think we're ready to check out. Okay.
Yeah.
So I mean, obviously, there's a lot of other details that we can go through with wrap up, but I think we're good for now. All right. So checkouts. Ate, do you want to check out
Yeah,
next?
yeah, I'll go. I'll give the session 6.5.
Uh-huh.
It was really an amazing session. We covered a lot of topics. I'll be working on the voting form. I'll be scheduling with Luisa on her onboarding.
Pause.
I'll
Please
be work.
close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
I'll equally be working on the deadline. Equally assist on the management status update. Equally with the ACU, the recruitment, and other priorities. I'll equally focus on the contentious situation. Like scheduling a main session. Okay.
Great. I'll go next. I would give the session a 7. I feel like we were very on topic. We were focused. We were organized. I feel like we did really good wrap up. Really good wrap up. We can always do better. I feel like we, addressed all the issues as best as we could without, Alberto and Mel being here. I'm very excited about Luisa getting involved. I mean, we'll just have to see what happens with Luisa. I mean, maybe she'll step up and be a great leader in the organization. We'll just have to see. It's unknown.
Yeah.
If Luisa does step up and gets really involved and likes it, and Mel and Alberto make up their differences, it's possible that we could make so much more value, get so many more clients, and like combine the efforts of both Good Cause Group and SVG and everything. So I mean, it's just a lot is riding on me, Alberto, Mel, and Lisa working together. So let's get that contentious situation. So for me, the top priority of the entire organization right now is the contentious situation and addressing the current situation with the fact that our team is kind of disintegrating. And this was a really good step in the right direction. The 4 of us showed up today, I guess 5 of us, including Ate. And, if we all show up next week and we create some continuity, we get stable and do some work throughout the week. We don't have to do that much work. If we just do like enough work to feel like we accomplished something over the week, we can get back on track, right? But if the week goes by, very little work is getting done, people aren't really communicating, the contentious situation doesn't happen, and people don't show up to the main session next week, we have major problems. All right, so
Yeah.
check. And I'm planning on trying to work on Sonic with Eileen, and I'll be around all day tomorrow too. The normal schedule. Everest, it's your turn.
Time for breath. Please stop and get ready. Now inhale. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. 1, 2, 3. Pause. Inhale together. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. Relax.
So is Everest here, or did we lose Everest? Hello, are you there, Ate?
Yes, I'm here.
All right, so it looks like we lost Everest, or no, Everest is muted now. You gotta unmute Everest. Yeah, there you go. Can you hear you?
Yeah.
Maybe the audio is not working. So Everest, why don't you just go ahead and check out on Discord, and we'll copy and paste your Discord checkout on the notes, okay? Since we can't hear you. Also, I want to add one other next step, super key, which is update structure of our organization and main sessions. So super duper key. That needs to happen for next week as well. All right, I think we're done. I'll talk to y'all later.
Okay, Jay.